What are we doing? Who are we kidding?
Oh, he's not late.
We're live and we're early?
Yeah, I mean, you're here. I think Casey and Billy are going to show up.
Nice.
Why?
What's up, Mr. Jeff?
Why wait?
What's up?
So I have this grandiose plan of putting this thing on here like this. Do you guys hear me okay, by the way?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I have this plan of doing that. But the problem is it wants to do that. And I even brought like a little mini sandbag and shit so that it would stay put. And I'm at my destination and the fog is thick.
Sure it's not Ghost.
So I may honestly have to just hold this thing the whole time, which wouldn't be the end of the world, but
So, I mean, since we're kind of just getting started, I'm going to let everybody know that we will be drawing a winner for the February raffle benefiting US Arc. And I'm going to give, like, it is early. I'll make sure I let people know as more people show up. But if you got in the raffle,
you can just send it to me.
You have the chance to win this Calibri V cutter, which, if you're curious, that's what it cuts. They are fantastic. Here. My camera won't focus. But they're awesome. Super heavy duty. It's nice and compact still. Big Boveda pack. And then a sidecar travel case. But it ain't empty. Okay. The Lancero bundle. Lanceros are the most underrated size in cigars. And so I got pretty much everyone that we carry at the shop in this case. So you got a Skyflower Lancero from Warped. You got a Wise Man Maduro from Foundation. A Rose of Sharon Connecticut Lancero, which is what I'm about to light up right here, actually. A Herrera Esteli Connecticut Broadleaf Lancero. A Jacob's Ladder Lancero. These are very good. Also from Southern Draw, just like the Rose of Sharon. And then Brother of the Leaf, which is made by Drew Estate. It's another good one. So you get all that stuff. Like I said, we'll be drawing a winner shortly. So if you want to be in the raffle, go to the Stakes and Stogies group. Make sure you write down what number you want and PayPal them. Follow the instructions on the post itself. I won't spell it all out here, but this is a good deal. This is I've done the math. It's literally like $170 worth of stuff. So
you can just go ahead and send it to me, Justin. It's okay.
Okay. All right.
I got you.
I was tempted to even enter in this one, but I know if I win, there would probably be like a riot or something. So yes, Phil is driving through the beginning of a Scooby-Doo episode.
Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? Got some snakes to find now.
Oh,
it is so damn foggy. My apologies, everyone.
Yeah, you can't see anything.
I mean, it's actually, I'm looking through the viewfinder on the phone. I can see better that way than I can in real life.
If you get robbed midstream, I might laugh a little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't really see that happening, but wishful thinking. I got to be honest. So this spot is one of my favorite spots, and this is one of the few homes of the Brooks king snake, and I have yet to find one in the wild.
The worst king snake in the world. I hate Brooks.
So because of it is Justin's nemesis, and because I've never found one, I actually decided to go to this spot, and I actually wound up finding, like, I have Verizon, so I was like, let me look at Verizon's coverage map and make sure that, like, I'm not going to the middle of nowhere where I'm not going to have signal. So this was actually arguably the best coverage spot that I could find, which happens to be the Brooks spot. However, that being said, when I got out here, it was 78 degrees, and now it is 70. So I imagine things are still going to be moving, but it may just be a crapshoot and I may just go home. So we'll see what happens. But I figured the Herpetoculture Network is constantly innovative, and I don't know anybody that's done a live show with live herping like this.
Yeah, we haven't. So,
I mean, I'm just driving around in a car. It's it's road cruising. It's nothing special. It's not like I'm
we're
traversing
taking
the Negev.
we're taking a trip in South Florida. So just pretend you're in the vehicle with Phil.
Yeah.
Now you just better
so
find
everyone,
something.
here, it actually went up. It's 72 now.
Nice.
I'm trying to go to the group and make sure that everything's good to go because I'm really anxious to draw a winner for this. And so I'm thinking, just because we don't usually sell out of spots, there's usually 25 slots, and this is the second month in a row that we haven't filled all those up. So I'm thinking people want more cigars and less accessories. So next month we'll see what happens.
Billy.
What's up?
Hey.
The hunt.
You guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool, I'm in a different spot.
It's just the low rumble of Phil's whip.
Is it bad?
Phil, what are you doing?
It's not that bad. He's out looking for dead bodies.
That's what it looks like. We're dumping them.
Oh my. What is that?
Yeah,
What's
what's up,
out
buddy?
there?
What's up?
What's that?
What is Phil doing?
He decided to go herping while live streaming tonight, and it's I don't know.
Look at this.
Is that better?
Phil's herping, so he's doing it on his phone.
He thought it would work. And
That
I haven't seen
excitement.
a snake yet, so
Well, it's also the temp dropped real quick, so we're gonna see what happens. But I rolled the window up. Is that better?
I mean it's Florida. Temp drops and stuff don't really matter.
Yeah, it's true. But I mean, the audio is the audio better now that I rolled the window up?
You sound great, buddy.
Yeah, it doesn't sound too bad.
It's like the Christmas video all over again.
And look who's back.
Hey,
It's the
Mr.
return.
Cannon.
What's going on, everybody?
What's up?
Are you still in your bathroom with a rocking chair now?
Yes.
Yeah,
I
he's got
upgraded
the-
to a rocking chair. I kept my my globe. Which
We'll be
my
using that
favorite
later.
point.
Yeah, we'll be using that later.
Okay, I'll have it on the ready. Keep in mind though, it does still call West Papua Irian Jaya, so a little
Perfect.
outdated. But if you want to know where the USSR was, right there.
God, the audio on this is going to be a nightmare. Billy, what are you doing?
I'm cutting stuff.
What is that?
It's adhesive.
No, Casey didn't bring his tequila again.
No, Casey has a glass of water and some popcorn I made. Yeah, some popcorn, but I'm probably not going to be eating that. Yes, I am eating popcorn in the bathroom. I'm an American, and that is my right.
Good for you, buddy. You're making better choices already.
I'm making better choices already.
Justin, if you need to mute me because of the rumble, just do it and I'll wave at you or something.
Perfect.
Phil, what are you out looking for? What's the goal for tonight?
Hold on a second. I must allow him to speak. Phil, what are you looking for?
So we're actually looking for meaning you guys and me. We're looking for Brooks king snakes and hopefully either a yellow rat or an Everglades rat. This is also a really good spot for high banded cottonmouths, but it's a little too late in the evening for them. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm gonna make a turn here, and it may get
a turn.
So
Alright, y'all.
Getting crazy, y'all. Making a turn.
This might be the one podcast where someone sees a skunk ape. You may be witnessing history here, folks.
I mean, this actually might be the first podcast that someone's actually herped while they were doing it.
that's the goal, man. Herpetoculture Network, innovation at its finest.
He is our
Breaking
man
through
on
the
the field.
fourth wall.
Do you have your Fiji bottle?
I have like 5. I was optimistic.
Phil's looking for cartel members.
Cox said Phil is looking for cartel members and moonshiners. What about pigs? Is it pig weather? Pygmy weather?
Yeah, but I'm in the totally wrong spot. I'm like an hour and a half south of where you'd find good pigs. I can go like maybe 30, 40 minutes west of where I'm at and find some pigs, but this is actually the southernmost range of the Everglades we're at, and they're supposed to be the most red, but I've never seen one that was really, really red down here. So,
Ryan Cox said, Papa Casey, tell us about the exploration of Formosa.
Y'all are jealous. You don't have a rocking chair, and I do.
I'm more jealous of the globe thing.
It is a pretty cool thing right there. It
You
makes
just
up
need
for the
like
fact that I'm in a bathroom.
You need like a crushed velvet background or something in a
I
fireplace.
have a red towel. Does that work?
Please put the towel up.
Sure.
Okay.
Please do that.
So, I mean, have you seen anything yet, Phil?
No, nothing yet. The fog is
I do have a
really
cork
killing my
pipe
visibility, though. And
that's as good as it could get.
Is it a full? What's the moon cycle?
What's that?
What's the moon cycle? Like, what's the moon like tonight?
It's a thin sliver, but it's not going to come up for like another 2 hours. So
that's good.
But it's funny, man. Like, what the shadow? It's funny because like I'm driving through the Panther Preserve and there's like flashing lights everywhere. Slow down, caution, Panther crossing, next 5 miles, whatever. And like people are, the speed limit's 60, so I just put cruise control on. I have my high beams on so I can see what's going on. And like people are flying around me going like 80 or 90, and I just don't understand.
Like an old woman.
Well, no, because it's a Panther fucking preserve.
How dare you care about wildlife, Phil?
Yeah, I know. And I normally wouldn't drive this slow on this road. It's just the visibility is shit. And I know the minute I speed up over 30 miles an hour, I'm going to hit a deer. So
getting old is a bitch.
I will say this though. It is kind of poopy not having my laptop and being able to read the comments or something. So
it's going to be worth it when you find something.
I know, right? I'm really hoping.
He ain't going to find nothing.
He's going to find some yellow rats.
No, that would be cool.
Yes, it would.
All right. Should I draw a winner for this?
Yeah, do it.
Let's do it.
All right. People had their chance.
Oh, shit.
So let me.
Well, how much was raised first?
So after the cost of all the stuff, looks like US Arc will get about $180 or $200.
Nice.
I may pay out of pocket. Yeah, I may pay out of pocket to ship.
That's awesome, man.
Let me see. Random number generator.
Yo, can you guys
Casey's
see how
back.
the fog is above the car?
I see a road.
Yeah, I see it though.
I'm literally driving underneath the fog. It's crazy.
If you see a glowing orb, let us know too. That's a big swamp thing, right? Like swamp ghost.
Well, I am in Skunk Ape territory, so this is his natural range, or its natural range. I don't want to use the wrong pronoun.
All right. So we all see this. Putting in a number 1 and 25. Are we ready?
Yes.
I don't know what we're doing. I'm ready though.
25. That is Will Jordan.
God damn it, Will.
Congrats, Will.
Congratulations, Will.
All right. Bounced. Cool.
Sorry, Thomas.
Wait, Phil, go back. Stop.
You really want me to go back?
Did you?
Yeah,
You didn't,
you see it?
You didn't see it?
No, where was it?
Dude, you gotta back up a little bit. It was right there. It was a really nice sized canebrake, man. Not canebrake, fucking cottonmouth.
Where?
You ruined it, Casey.
Where is it?
You ruined it.
In the
Go
middle
back.
or what side?
Like a half a mile on the right.
No way, a half a mile. You guys are dicks.
I saw something. It looked
Yeah.
like a chupacabra.
You guys are dicks.
He got so excited.
How did you not know this was happening?
I'm looking at the friggin' road.
Casey ruined it when he jumps from a canebrake to a cottonmouth. You
Well,
should
it's
have
really
been a
common.
canebrake. Oh, I meant Eastern Diamondback.
Well, it's another rink.
It's another fucking rink. So, Billy, Macalot, you got an ovulation, you think?
I did.
Oh yeah, Billy's had all kinds of action going, man. What else has been cooking? What's been cracking?
So, I'm about to have my, honestly, probably in the next week or so, I should have my caramel head albino girl drop.
Mm-hmm.
So she was bred to an albino jag, so we could get some caramel albino jags there. Yes, Ryan, got promising things from the Maclets. So I'm hoping that works out.
From what?
The Maclets.
The Maclets.
It's your show, I gotta say that. So. Then just a lot of carpet stuff. Farm bred IJs. I'm finally getting locks out of that really nice male I have with the stripe and the ocelot type pattern. See what else. Striped jungles are looking good. The Russian Balins are looking good too. Looks like it should be a decent year. I don't want to jinx myself, but anything could be better than last year.
Yeah, you had a pretty rough go last year, man. I'm sorry, I'm in the process of sending this to USARC, so forgive me.
No, you're good. I saw last year going a lot better than what it actually did. I think I lost about 12 babies full term in the egg. Don't know what that was about.
Mm-hmm.
But it happens, man. They say, I know a lot of the guys that breed carpets, they say about every 5 years or so, they just have an off year, seems like. So it was my 4th year breeding, so maybe I was right on that mark. We'll see.
It's interesting. I haven't heard that before, but it makes sense.
Yeah, I've heard like the guys in the Northeast especially talk about it, like Curtin and Borden, Burke, all those guys. What about you guys? What about you, Jeff? You breeding anything?
Yeah, we're pairing up the Cyanea tonight, so hopefully
Awesome.
they go. That'll be nice. A lot of ball python stuff. The white lips, they look promising, but we haven't witnessed anything because they're always in their hide. So besides that, nothing really.
That's a good lineup, though. Cyanea and white lips.
Now, if those two go, I'll be happy.
Huh?
Yo, I'm pretty sure I got pre-lay sheds from both of my Nova Guinea females.
Nice.
It's another one I'm really excited about.
Yeah, you've been
If I
talking
get
about
Nova, if I get Nova Guineas and Maclots, I'll be a really happy guy, for sure.
No, yours are Timors, right?
Yes, I have 6 Timors at the moment. Is that all you have, or do you have some Roddy Island stuff?
I want Roddies. No, But I think I can't remember who was pairing some up. Was it Dennis?
I won't remind you then.
I can't remember. Somebody. I'll figure it out.
No, it should be Dennis. I think Kohler might be too.
Ooh, that'd be nice.
Yeah, spend time.
Is there like a visual difference, or is it just like I know where this is from kind of thing?
So the Roddy Islands, they have less freckling and they're more darker. So like the Timors are a lot more variable, and they'll have a lot more freckling going on. It's just a different look.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah. You know how us
gotta have them all.
really guys are with the
any slight variation, you know the locality. They're all about it.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm just excited to get an ovulation out of them.
Dude, you have no idea how excited I was. I was running late for work that morning. Like, I really needed to go, and I just had to check everything. I saw that, and I was almost late because I kept like taking pictures, and I just stared at her. Like, I can't believe this is happening.
Yeah, we've all been there. Those days where you're like already running late and you go check on something and the snakes are doing something cool, so you're like even later than you were going to be.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It was a good sight to see. You know, like, because as far as the Maclots go, like, I know Jeff's into them and, you know, the select few, but they don't really have that much of a following. But it's just they're one of those snakes I was interested in. I got one, and obviously I just, you know, fell in love with them because I ended up getting a whole bunch more. But they're just so cool, man. It's like, why are they not everywhere?
I think part of it's because when they're babies, they can be so defensive. I mean,
so
once
can
they chill out,
lips.
they're amazing. But
so can white lips. So can scrubs. You know, like there's a lot of stuff that's just like that. So can carpets. Yeah,
that's true.
So just
I heard somebody
between
say this one time though, like people don't care about Maclots, but if you hatched out a carpet python that looked like a Maclot python, can you imagine like what people would do with that thing? Like how much money they would pay for a carpet python that looks like a Maclot python?
that is a super zebra granite, and I am hopefully a couple years away from starting that project.
Oh, that is cool.
Shameless plug.
Cox said localities are bust.
For real.
So we've raised so far between the last 3 auction/raffle events $599.91. So
that's awesome.
Adds up.
Not bad.
Fantastic.
Support.
The next beneficiary I have for next month's event, I call it an event on Facebook, so Facebook won't flag that shit, is the Asclepius Snakebite Foundation. So,
hell
nice.
Yeah.
I like it. And like I said, Phil, I don't know what your thoughts are, but I'm thinking less accessories and gear and hardware and more cigars.
Yeah, I would agree. I would even, especially since it's going to be to the Snakebite Foundation, I'd say let's try and get, if we can, some Mozambique filler or some Cameroon wrapper and, you know, Africanize it up.
Oh, that's a good idea. Get some Bacchus.
Yeah, exactly.
Cameroon wrappers.
100%.
The only problem with Cameroon wrappers, okay, is that leaf in particular is notoriously fragile. And so if you live in like somewhere that's really cold, or you live somewhere that's really hot and humid, which I mean, take your pick. That's pretty much anywhere in the States, I guess, depending on what part. It cracks very easily. It's like I said, it's super delicate to like temperature and humidity, and it's super delicate to being dropped and like physically being hit. Yeah, Thomas. I also thought about doing like a gift certificate for Beaver Tobacco, and then, you know, people can buy whatever that monetary value is and some extra stuff if they wanted to. But I've definitely been thinking about doing a box. It's just a matter, like I said, it's just like with this one, it was a little, I won't say over budget, but it's more than what the last auction was, the raffle was. February sampler is going to, is that the one with the leaf and stuff in it? I really said on the first, didn't I? Yikes. But anyways, I've tried to keep the amount like how much that item cost for that event. A little, like around $100 or a little more, but this one was definitely a lot. So,
I wonder if like higher raffle but lower spots, like a higher entry, would be better, maybe.
yeah, maybe drop it down to 20. I don't know. We're still working it out. I mean, I'm happy with what we've done so far, so I'm not complaining.
Yeah, it's done well so far.
Huh?
It's done well so far.
Yeah, and I mean, I plan, like, when I produce some stuff like corns and bears and whatnot, I intend on either doing a separate event just for that, or like not doing cigars 1 month or something. I don't know, but I have no problems throwing up like a pair of corns or a pair of bears or something for an auction. So benefiting whoever.
You just want to get those bears out there, huh?
People are sleeping, man. Now I'm looking through. I'm trying to figure out if I released the February. This last sampler was the February sampler, was it not?
I thought so.
I thought so too. And I thought I had it marked as an announcement, but I still have some of those. So if anybody wants some,
I just realized that my microphone was muted, and I've been talking to you, and no one's replying. So no, I was gonna say is remember I got the double sampler. Did we ever figure out whose that was?
no. You know what I think it is I think I sent it to you, thinking you had paid for it, and then I sent you another one because I had forgotten that you had paid for it. So
Okay.
there's an extra one. We can figure that out.
I'll bring that back to you.
That's either that or you can buy it.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Because when you told me that, I kind of freaked out. Like, Phil got 2 samplers, and I was like, "How did you do that?" Like, I only sent you one, and then I thought about it, and I was like, "Oh."
Well, I remember you told me, you're like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna get your sampler out this week," and I was like, in my mind, I was like, I already got it, but whatever. And then I got another one. I was like, I gotta tell him that he did this. Somebody's missing out on their tasty treats.
Well, apparently it wasn't anybody. It was just stuff getting sent out. But
Just a dupe.
apparently those Kappa Specials, those Tatuajes, were beloved by all. Which that is probably my favorite cigar in that sampler. It's very good. God, Dan Colgan posts a lot.
I can't keep the chat going on mine, or I'm just gonna do nothing but read it.
Jesus. Wait, are you talking to me? February sampler was notified January 31st. There we go. So that's right, because I released it like a day early, I think. No, I don't know. But Thomas said he'd be willing to donate some of his personal stash. Well, I don't know. I like that this is a very easy way to raise money, and it's going really well. At the same time, like, Facebook has pretty much been leaving us alone, which is nice too. It's a drama-free group. It's literally nothing but snakes and stogies. So, nice little bullshit-free zone.
Depending how my season goes, I might be able to throw something in.
Yeah, I need to figure out exactly how that's gonna work. Just in terms of like Facebook and being able to do it without getting zucked.
I'm sure we can figure something out.
I can't find that post anywhere. This
Well,
is
I mean,
ridiculous. There it is.
Is it that big a deal because it's all going to charity?
Yeah, Facebook doesn't care where it's going.
Raffles in general.
Dude, that was the January sampler. Have I even put the February one together? Why is my brain not working?
Because you
I
got
ask myself
400
that question
things
all
going.
the time.
Oh my god. Dude, I totally haven't even put that together.
True story.
Jesus. Okay. Well, I guess I'll put that together tomorrow. I'm sitting here going crazy, man. I was like, damn near a month ago that was posted. Ugh. Anyways. What did... Yeah, Dustin, the February sampler has not been posted yet. The January one has. So Bill also said announce here that the raffle contents don't like animals or tobacco. I got you. Yeah, and I mean that would be cool. I'm sure there's some way we can like make a coded message.
What I'm seeing that works lately is people saying ready to take a plane ride or something like that.
Yeah.
That seems to be the workaround right now that's working. Which means, you know, by the time the week's over, it's not going to work anymore.
Yeah, we got this thing looking for a plane ticket. Foolproof.
It works.
Well, you know, I mean, what else I could do is talk to our website guy and see if it's something we could set up to where people could buy a spot on like the HM site or something. Like I can make a sub page or something, and then people can just pay a PayPal for a spot, and it automatically puts their name in or something. But
there's a local cage builder that does that sometimes.
Yeah,
he raffles on his website.
At least the animal stuff. It's just, you know. So Steven asked. Like my issue with the website thing is then people have to go to another place, and like the moment you start adding more places people have to go, people don't want to do it. So February I have, and I don't know if this is actually going to be approved or not. It has not been. We have a Perdomo ESV Maduro, a T52 Robusto, which is Liga Privada, Rocket Patel Connecticut Toro, Romacraft Temperance Connecticut, Perdomo, Connecticut, 20th anniversary, the 6.5 by 48. So, Jesus Christ, Billy.
What, man?
It's crafting.
Yeah, no kidding.
That sounds like an exquisite lineup.
It's, you know, it's mostly Connecticut's, except for the, you know, the T52 and the ESV, but
yeah, but still,
I don't know.
It's all good quality brand.
The T52 is going to be tough because I don't know if I'll be able to use the Robustas or if I'll have to use the Coronas. But either way, I don't know. It depends on what we have most of. How are those Candoya babies doing, Jeff?
We got, I think, 2 of them to eat. Mouse pinkies. Cut up, scented with tuna juice.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, nothing else. So we're going to try those little feeder guppies, I think, tonight. So, or tomorrow. But hopefully they'll go after those.
I bet that'll work.
I mean, they're so small. It's insane.
And
so
Jeff,
a bunch of people are getting gravid imports right now because it seems like we're seeing a lot of just massive litters of them.
There were so many gravid imports. It's insane.
So did you guys
people
buy
are selling them for $20 a piece?
Or was it kind of just a luck of the draw thing?
They knew they were gravid. I mean, Dan was selling his as advertised as gravid imports. You could clearly see their stomach was descended, so it was very obvious. We only got 9 babies, but I know some people that had like 75 in a litter. I was like, wow.
Yeah, that's what I've seen. They get like, 50, 60 something of them.
That's too many.
Cox says set up a guppy colony. Jesus.
Yep.
I have Billy muted.
That's what we're thinking about doing.
Yeah, I'm done with the loud part now. Sorry, guys.
Bill, we're talking about Candoya. Was it Paulsoni?
Yep. Isabel Island.
Paulsoni.
And then we have a pair that we actually bred, and she's gravid right now. So I'm really excited for those. Because the dad just looks amazing.
Stephen Poole said, I had my first Rocky Patel Royale Toro. It was a solid stick. Those, when we had those were very popular. And then it's weird. They kind of like died off. Like no one really bought them. And then for whatever reason, like a year or two later, they became like in fashion again and everybody wanted them. I don't know. It was very strange. I don't really see that often. Casey, what's up with blue tongues? That's something you wanted to talk about.
Let me just get that out for a second. Man, blue tongues. I'm just gonna go ahead and say, man, Taliqua are kicking my butt right now, and it's because, well, for one, I had a female that I was really excited about breeding died right as soon as I was warming them up. I had a couple Easterns that I'm trying this year, and the females are receptive. The boy wants to go, but he is too stupid to breed. He will literally grab the female, get just to the point where she's going to mount, like she's going to let him mount, like she's got her tail lifting up, and he's like getting all up on top of her, and then he'll just stop. He'll just like not know what he's doing and just walk away. Like he'll start like looking up in the air and looking around and like go up to a corner and close his eyes and lay down. And I'm just like, why? Why? Like, you got the hardest part of your job done. Get the rest of it done and then take a nap. I don't understand. Or he'll like grab her and like kind of start trying to do her business, but it's by the wrong end. Like his tail's like up in front of her face and stuff. I'm like, listen, man, I know that's fun, but that's not how babies are made, and I need you to make babies. So I did get a pair of Northerns that I was not even trying to breed to lock up twice. I've gotten one lock from the Eastern boy that I think was a lock. I may have missed because he definitely missed last time he tried. Like fingerless apart, I saw a Timmy Ping pop out, shoot a bunch of stuff out, and he gave up. It was the saddest thing I have ever seen in my life because I'm just like sitting there like, he didn't kill her. He didn't rip her arms off. He's actually doing what he's supposed to do. And then he doesn't get in. I wanted to cry. I wanted to cry, man.
That's
these things like, and it's stuff like that. Like, it's the girls like him. He wants to breed, but he is too stupid to figure out how to do it. That's what it comes down to.
It's the evolution of beards. That's good.
If I could grow one.
You got the stash down, Pat. You look like a young Tom Selleck.
Yeah. I got the stash. I just wish I can grow an actual beard, not just be patchy as fuck. That'd be nice.
I don't know, man. I went to the Keanu Reeves School of Beard Growing.
Jeff's mustache, because I have a reverse Hitler and it won't grow in the middle right under my nose. So I have to keep it long so like it kind of masks it. Otherwise, it would just be a bald spot.
If there's no hair there, isn't it pretty much a bald spot?
I got like the stuff here and then freaking mutton chops and nothing else. But yeah, that's my Taliqua
You should
story.
totally have like the chin strap. You can look like Riff Raff, the neon icon.
No chin strap. There was a time in my life I probably could have pulled it off, but now is not the time.
Casey
Brandon Valentine.
Amish with chin straps.
He would look Amish.
He would. Would you like some butter with your blue tongues?
So, yeah. I'm going to get Northern Blue Tongue Skinks on accident. I didn't cycle them. I didn't do anything. With these Easterns, I cycled them for months. Like, I had all these plans, all these, like, aspirations, and it's just, like, falling apart before my eyes, and it's not for any lack of trying. It's just...
What the fuck?
The boy's just too stupid to go. And I want to cry every time it happens. Like, literally, I watch it, and I play a game of, okay, what's going to go wrong this time? And that's just kind of what I'm... Like, this morning, he was on top of her doing everything right, and then he gets off, and, like, he's got his back all hunched up, and, like, his neck all, like, weird. He got a cramp. He got a cramp. There's no other, like, explanation for what I saw other than this lizard
Help,
was trying to
man.
have sex and got a cramp. Which happens to the best of us, but still, like the fact it was a lizard got a cramp.
It's a very scientific episode. First documented case of a blue tongue cramping during intercourse.
It was like the way he was moving, like I'm like, I know what that means. I've seen that before. He got like a strap or something.
The chin strap attached to a helmet in case he finds another bottle of margarita.
Is it considered intercourse or intercourses because there's two hemipenes?
I don't know, but neither one of them happened, so I don't know. Also, only one goes in. They only use one at a time.
Ah.
But yeah, man, when I saw that, I wanted to cry.
Bill brings up a good point. He said maybe it's stage fright from a guy watching him and judging.
Well, that's the other problem. You got to freaking watch these things because they're going to try to bite each other's arms off if you don't. Like, it's really scary when they like grab the side of the face and like kind of shake around a little bit because all I can think of is he's going to like crush her like orbital lobe or whatever it is.
God, that's rough.
Because you got to be ready to like pull them apart because they are brutal to each other. Like, it's scary to watch them because it really looks like the male is trying to kill the female. And if the female isn't feeling it, she'll turn around. And what seems to be the most common way they do it is she'll open her mouth and like grab his top jaw with her mouth and like shake for a second and let go and let him run away. Like let him run away. And once that happens, he completely loses interest for like the whole day. And I've heard people say you can get like a male to lock up multiple times, and that's not what I've seen. It seems to be like the male gets one good try in him a day, and then it's done. Just no use in trying again. And the females have like a 2-week window at the most. So I'm just like watching failure like happen in slow motion with blue tongue snakes.
Well, you said you get northern, so you'll have that.
Yeah, which that's almost like a consolation prize. Like, hey, you weren't trying this at all, but you know what? Here you go, man.
You gotta play it cool, man. I've always noticed whenever I have a project that I'm super excited about, it ends up not going well. But the ones I'm just like, oh, whatever, I'll play it cool the whole time, they end up going for me.
Billy jinxes it by having hope.
That's what I do. That's what I feel like. I'm not that kind of lucky. I'm not like long-term plans work out kind of lucky. I'm like stumble into greatness kind of lucky. You got to know who you are.
Phil, how come you haven't found anything yet, dude?
For real.
I want to see some Florida snakes, damn it. I don't even think he's driving anymore.
5 minutes ago.
Is he frozen?
Is he alive?
I think he's frozen. Now he's really in the middle of nowhere. He might be. Nope. Yep.
Yep. He's
Hi,
gone.
Phil. He's probably gonna text me and be like, "Dude, I'm gonna go home and I'll get back on." $20. It happens. Now Billy's the only one with the loud background noise.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what that is.
Dude, your mic is just so sensitive to like everything. It's crazy.
Well, Billy, you have like 78 dogs in your house, so it's gotta be one of those.
Jesus.
You're like Cruella DeVille, dude.
What kind of
Not
dog?
that many.
101 Dalmatians.
I got Basset Hounds. It's a lot of hound stuff. Hound mixes.
I
One
am.
that's got this like kind of funky bark because it can't hear itself bark.
Oh yeah, Rib. Yeah, she's like 13. She can't hear.
Maybe he found a skunk ape.
Or the
Maybe.
skunk ape found him.
Yeah. We knew you well, Phil. I'm excited for corns and Bairds. I should be pairing those soon because I've been feeding them. Uh-oh. Wait. Does he live? Phil, did the skunk ape get you?
Oh no.
Oh no.
I should have taken that bet though. I was going to bet he was going to pop back in. I was going to make that bet while on the road.
We're
Does
confused
anybody,
too, Miguel.
Pairing up bamboo rats this year?
Not Casey.
Another But I think so. What's going on with them is I'm letting them like get some food in them, and I think they need to shed before they go. So I just kind of like throw them together at night, and I haven't really seen any locks, but they seem to like kind of cuddle with each other a little bit. So who knows? They're eating a lot, so I'm expecting them to shed at any point.
Cross my
I'm at
fingers,
that point of the year where I'm expecting everything to be a failure because that's how it looks. But usually, like stuff pulls through, you know. But I'm in that little stage right now where things are not looking up, so I'm trying to like kill my hope a little bit.
Yeah, I'm just, with that female chondro dying, it's kind of like just kick back and enjoy colubrids for the indefinite future. Just stick to my simple corns and bairds that require very little attention to detail. And just be like Casey.
Just a failure.
Hope, yeah, just no hope. Just giving up. Like Billy last year.
That was brutal, man.
Dude, it was like one shot to the nuts after another, dude.
The worst one, well, there's two really bad ones, was the Nova Guinea clutch that had 12 eggs. They looked great until like 3 weeks before they hatched. 10 of them went bad. And then the last two died full term in the egg. Like I cut the eggs and there were fully formed babies in there, just dead as could be. And then I had 4 straight Peterson eggs that just didn't go. It just didn't go well. The eggs looked good, but when I finally cut them, the embryos were underdeveloped and everything. So I had my hopes set on these Petersons that never had a chance in the first place, but the eggs looked okay.
So what do you think happened with the ones that were full term?
So,
like you didn't have any of them pip? Like you didn't have any signs that it was time for them to do their thing?
No, I mean, I try not to cut until the first one does pip. I usually give them 24 to 48 hours, and then I'll give the other ones some help. But with those, they just never did. I mean, either the egg tooth broke. I had a lot of infertils last year too. We had a really mild winter, and I'm really dependent on the outside weather to cool my animals. And we legitimately only had like 2 weeks of cool weather. Like we didn't have anything. This year we had a lot more.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing a lot more promising stuff. I might get overrun. Honestly, I might have messed up, but we'll see.
Feast or famine.
That's it. But
because I don't know. Like I think that first chondro clutch I had, I waited a day or two before I cut them. But like with that last Cyanea clutch, those eggs were so thick because the first one pipped, and so I was like, checking it out, and that eggshell was just so thick. I was like, I'm cutting all of them, and that was the recommendation that I was given by guys in Europe too. It was like the first one pips, cut them all because like those eggshells are just abnormally thick. I don't know.
Well, I mean, it's a different beast with those guys and the Gagnos and the Beauties and all that. I mean, their shells are naturally a lot thicker. So, I mean, you almost have to, if they don't hatch past a certain date. Python eggs are a little easier for the babies to get through.
Which actually, Jeff, you will appreciate the next issue of the magazine because I'm planning on writing an article on my timeline of breeding them and all that.
I will appreciate all the info I can get.
Honestly, they're surprised. Like they're freakishly easy. It was so straightforward. It was like put them together, wait for a shed, get eggs, incubate, wait longer. Then
Matt was telling me that the eggs were harder to
Yeah.
deal with than it was the breeding.
Yeah. I mean, like my female, like I'm sure you heard it on the show. We were talking about it. Like my female was not that big when I first paired them. She's gotten a lot bigger now. Like she's really gone through like a growth spurt. But she knocked it out of the park, man. Like she did really well. And so I'm wondering if, naturally those breed a little smaller than maybe what we think they do. Because she may have even been able to breed at a smaller size than what she was when I paired her. I don't know, but I don't. Clearly, they don't have to be monsters to be able to produce nice, decent clutches. Because that first clutch was 9 eggs, and I mean that's a lot for a boy goat. That's pretty impressive.
And she did it back to back, right?
The second clutch was 8, yeah. Which one of those eggs looks like it's a dud or it's dead or it, but all the other ones, the other 7 look flawless still. So. I think, it's the incubation that's kind of the tough part. And the weight, it's not like pythons where it's like, cool, we get babies in 60 days, 54 days, whatever. This is like, nope, you're going to be waiting 100 plus.
Damn near half a year.
And it doesn't even make sense because you would think like physiologically, right? Here's what I don't understand about like Gonyosoma. And the only explanation is the cooler temperatures. But how is it that pythons that have the evolution and the years behind them to develop something like heat pits and like these structures that are fairly complex compared to colubrids, how is it that these cyanea eggs, which those babies come out tiny, how is it that those take so much longer than a python, which is literally like 2 or 3 times the size of one of those cyanea eggs? Like, I don't get
pythons protect their clutches, incubate them themselves, so it's probably a more constant temp as far as colubrids that are kind of just on their own and open to the elements and stuff.
I'm saying like those babies just have like, in my opinion, it seems like they have a lot less to develop compared to pythons. Like there's less engineering involved. So that's something I'm always curious about. I never understood because like Gonyosoma too. Like I feel like those are even less complex than the Boigar. I don't. And those take just as long, if not longer. I don't know.
You pair those up yet?
I had the male in with the female for like a week. I just moved the female into that 4-foot PVC that female chondro was in after really heavy disinfecting and stuff. But I need to add more to it. I got to go and get some driftwood, and I got to fill that thing out a little more. But maybe after a couple of weeks, when she's kind of settled in there, I'll probably put the male in again. See what happens.
Do you have cork bark and stuff in there?
I need to get some.
Dude, since I started using it, it's awesome, man. I'm seeing snakes do stuff that they weren't doing before, and then I put it in there, and
I want to get some rounds.
Different behaviors.
Yeah, I want to get some rounds for the scrub because I feel like the scrub would really like them. The Gonyos. I know the Boiga would use them, mounted or not. They'd love them. But
I just put a flat piece up high in my Amazon cage, and she hasn't left it since I put it in there. Has not left it.
Well, I moved all the stuff out of that Python portal setup that female was in and put it in that 4-foot. And obviously I knew I'd need a little more, but definitely didn't fill it out as much as I thought it would. So I'm going to get another pothos. Like I have a pothos in the scrub setup. Like I just bought a planted one from Walmart, like $8. You get a decent sized one. Took it out and I washed out all that dirt that came with it and replaced it with some natural soil that doesn't have all the, the fertilizers and crap in it. And that thing's exploding in there, man. Like that thing is growing like freaking crazy. So I want to do that in that female Gonyo setup too.
Yeah, I have pothos in the Amazon Psilinotis and Spilote cage, and they're exploding. Those plants are awesome for snake cages.
Well, I need to switch that scrub over to probably cypress mulch because I realize now with the big pieces of driftwood and the plants and stuff, like changing the puppy pads that they're on, like I'm gonna have to take everything out and put it back in, and it's just switch them to particulate or something, and then just spot clean. Yeah,
it's a pain in the ass, man.
And I want cork rounds, but cork rounds also were stupid expensive, especially the big ones.
I got one that's like 3 feet long, maybe. For my Pataya's cage, it was like $35. It wasn't too bad.
Would you get it at a show?
Mhm.
See, that's the difference. Like it shows. Like I remember Daytona, not last year, the year before. Someone had cork in the back, like in the back corner, for like nothing. Like I should have loaded up then, but it's always cheaper at shows. You get it online, it's like painful.
Yeah, just every time I'm at a show now, I try to get some just because I'm starting to use it so much more.
I'm gonna check Northeast Herpetoculture though. They all or New England Herpetoculture because they always have pretty good prices on that stuff. Let me look. I like being able to go to the beach and get driftwood though. Like that driftwood it's good stuff.
Yeah, I kind of want to come
Is it
by.
legal where you guys are?
Huh?
Is it legal where you guys are? We can't go and get driftwood at the beach here in Washington.
I mean, so the spot that I go to, the handful of hurricanes we've had over the last like 6 years or so have taken out a lot of trees and laid a lot down, and I'm not taking anything major. You know, like I think I took 2 or 3 pieces that were maybe 3 or 4 foot long for the scrub cage. And no one seems to say anything. I mean, like obviously, if I did it in a ranger, because it's a state park, if a ranger stopped and said, "Hey, you can't take that," I'd be like, "Okay, fine," and I'd drop it. But they don't. I don't think they care because there's so many down trees, especially in that particular spot where I go, that I don't think they care.
Yeah.
But Billy Dustin wants to know: are you doing anything to disinfect the wood from shows? It's a very good question.
I mean, I give it a little wash down. I mean, I don't go crazy. I'm not like spraying it with disinfectant or anything, but I rinse it if I feel like I need to, scrub it or something. Because I mean, it's just bark. I don't know.
I'm looking at cork rounds on any herp right now. 16 to 18 inch ones are $19.99.
Well, if you make the trip, we'll get you some.
Wait, see, they have like show grade. I never really understood. That's the ones that are 18 to 25 inches, but also like 8 to 12 inches in diameter. I don't know. Yeah, next time you go to a show and you see some, let me know.
They're at every show.
Like there's a Charleston show coming up next weekend, or this weekend actually, and I may make the drive up there Sunday because I'm sure there'll be some. Or I could just find out a friend that's going and ask them to keep an eye out. Ryan Reed. I'll get Ryan Reed to do it. He's up that way. Phil just like up and disappeared, bro.
You know, I'm having a hard time finding right now. Radiant heat panels.
Like the Vivarium electronic ones?
Yeah. I don't know if like COVID messed up the production of them or whatever, but I need a bunch of 28 watts. And man, I can't find them anywhere.
It's probably something to do with the suppliers, like the raw materials and stuff.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Hello.
Like
he lives.
Ooh, he's alive.
Hey, Philip.
Don't see you, Phil.
Philip.
So
I started doing that as a joke, and I always call him that now.
So sorry to interrupt whatever you guys are talking about, but I had to get away from like this dead zone. And it's funny because I could see you guys crystal clear and hear you guys crystal clear, but like my video feed was cut and everything else was cut. So I just drove like 6 miles west on like a real road, and now I'm back on the dirt. I'm trying to flip this camera around. Stand by.
See, now Billy's saying if I come to Tampa, he'll get me. We'll get some at that show, but that's still up in the air. I really like. It's not that I don't want to go. I really do.
So Justin, what is the thing that's stopping you? Because I already offered, like, man, if you want me to go to Savannah, because there's 2 different ways to kind of get to where we're going. I could go the way that basically takes me by Savannah and we drive down the coast. or I go down the interstate, like down 75.
It's finances. I'm not that worried about it, but my wife in particular thinks that it is up in the air. But to me, I feel like it's doable because I mean, I don't see us going out and actually doing stuff really. Like it's not like we're gonna go clubbing or anything like that. We're obviously gonna hit up Chili's if I'm down there. Like I'll go alone. I don't even care. I'll walk there.
I don't know if we'll even do Chili's, man.
What? No.
We're doing.
I'm not coming.
You talking about? You guys talking about 2 weeks?
Mm-hmm.
It ain't 2 weeks, bro.
About 2 weeks.
2.5, 3.
Okay.
Yeah, 2.5, whatever.
Because I was gonna say, I have allocated funds specifically so that we can not be stressed about going into the Repticon or going out to dinner or whatever.
I mean, like if in order for me to even go to the show Saturday, I'd have to leave here Friday, which probably isn't going to happen. So it would be me driving, like waking up at like 6, being on the road before 6:30, and then getting to Billy probably around 1 or so, depending on traffic. So.
I'm more than willing to spot your money, right? Like, don't worry about anything.
I'm gonna get it worked out. I ain't worried about it.
Excuses.
I already have that weekend off.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I am disappointed though that I didn't get I made no attempt to go to any cigar shops while I was down there. Like you're in Ybor City and that's like the cigar mecca of the United States.
Jeff said he was coming.
Hey, Jeff's in New Mexico on lockdown right now.
Yeah, it must be nice to leave your room.
I offered to drive you to Ybor. I don't want to hear that.
I don't remember what happened, but we didn't go. Maybe it's because Phil wasn't there with me.
You got nervous.
It's an unfamiliar place. It's scary.
You got nervous from all the history, all the cigar history.
That's
why Jeff is here.
Jake.
Jeff is stuck in his room. So I was like, dude, come on with us. And he's like,
10
okay.
fucking days, man.
Sucks.
Yeah, because that's why people.
Jeff, you're on the border, right? You're
Artesia, so it's not too far. Right now, outside Roswell.
Yeah, I told him to catch us an alien.
I'm trying. I'm looking for rattlesnakes and aliens. Nothing yet. But
They're out there.
It's too cold here, I think.
Nice.
Yeah, I was gonna ask if it was cold.
For the aliens?
Yeah, I mean, today was like 80, and then this weekend
prefer
it's
to be
going to
about
drop down
80.
like 25.
Am I muted?
No, you're not.
No,
No.
See, Billy, aliens actually also really like high humidity, so he might be like not quite in the right kind of weather for that right now. Bill's in the right one for aliens, though.
I actually
Probably aliens outside my house.
Justin, I sent you a link about cork bark that they sell by the pound.
Rob Stone sent me a link to a place too. Everyone's coming out the woodwork, no pun intended, or was it?
Well,
That's all that's here.
Rated heat panels, please hit me up. I need some.
Which ones are you looking for? Pro
Crickets.
28 watts.
Oh yeah,
I need the little guys.
yeah. Reptile Basics seems to. It's well, just like I was saying with Billy. It's like a feast or famine thing. Like they either have it or they're out for months.
I found a reptile wholesale place where they sell like supplies and stuff wholesale, and I need like, I don't know, somewhere between 12 and 20 of these things. So they said they had it in stock at the place. So I just went ahead and paid it, and then I got an email like 3 days later, like, "Oh, hey, we don't actually have these in stock at all. So if you want to be on our wait list indefinitely, great."
Thanks. Mm-hmm.
So I might email them back, but I'm kind of I'm gonna stay on their wait list for now until I can find somewhere I can get them.
Yeah.
I had that happen with me with Triple L. I bought an old book from them that they said they had in stock, and after 2.5 weeks, I never got any shipping or anything. So I called them. They didn't answer. I waited a day, called them again, didn't answer. Waited. Finally, I got them on a Sunday, and they're like, "Oh no, we don't have that. So as soon as it's in stock, we'll get it to you." And I said, "Well, considering it's been discontinued for 2 years, it's out of print. I think you need to give me my money back."
It's not coming back in stock.
Right. So, this fog is shitty, and I can't see anything. And I just drove past the Skunk Ape headquarters, and there used to be a giant statue of a skunk ape with like lights on it, and I was gonna like try and go live over there and show you guys, and the statue's gone, and I'm kind of sad.
Someone stole it.
It probably makes more sense if someone hit it with a car, because it's in the middle of nowhere.
I've been looking for rattlesnakes like crazy. Told anybody, hey, call me if there's rattlesnakes.
Well, Bill said he herped around there as much as he was able to. He said he was warned on perimeter runs to leave the rattlesnakes alone.
There's a lot out here, but I haven't seen any yet.
New Mexico's also got some pretty crazy laws, like you can't collect anything.
Really?
Like New Mexico's like oddly strict. First problem with what Phil said was triple O. I can't even lie, man. Like finding mangroves has been really tough, but they get them in and they're not that expensive. And I've been like, I could get a pair of those and probably do okay with them.
I got my Pac-Man from them. He's doing good.
Yeah, I forget you have that thing.
That thing's so cool.
Yeah, I think I want a Pac-Man frog.
He's as big as my fist now. He was like a quarter when I got him in August.
Size, like every week or so. Seems like.
Yeah. Those pellets, man.
I have to show you guys something.
Candy's here.
Oh, snap.
What's that?
She's done cleaning.
Jeff says her chores are done. She's allowed to come on the internet.
So I just want to show you this. Oh, it doesn't do it justice.
Hand.
That's a nice hand.
It is so foggy, I can't see anything.
See, it's like crystal clear for us, though.
Yeah, man, I don't see any fog at all.
Yeah, well, that's poopy. It's making me look bad.
Why don't you find a snake?
Yeah, I'm trying, all right?
Try hard.
Find me a yellow rat.
Find a bear.
Good to go.
A nice hatchling yellow rat. Female.
Piebald.
White-sided. Hypo.
Black mamba.
Yo, could you imagine if I found one of them out there? That would be fucked.
I would not be surprised at all. It's Florida. Anything's
I
possible.
would totally keep that shit too.
It's like another dimension.
I would keep it on principle. Be like my Florida mamba.
See, Bill said the triple L table at NARBC honestly isn't terrible.
It's not. It wasn't bad.
I don't
either.
Yeah, I don't think they're as bad as like they
Daytona.
used to be. Like I don't think it's as rough as they were. So
Yeah, I don't think it's any different from any person that gets stuff that are imports and stuff. I mean, there's certain things you're not going to control. Yeah, there's quality control, but I mean, they're still a business and they're still going to try to, recoup what they put into it. But you should also understand what you're getting into when you're buying import animals. I mean, it's not 100% on them.
That's what I don't think people are understanding when they get all those baby Candoya. They don't know what they're getting themselves into.
I'm on a wholesale. I get a wholesale list that has those for $12 a pop right now.
Jesus Christ.
I'm really surprised you're not jumping in on Billy, because we talked about that a while back, how you wanted some Candoya stuff. And it seems like an opportunity to get a bunch of...
They have stripes.
I want the tree boas, man. I'm being bougie. I want the tree boas. I don't want the ground boas.
See, man, I don't have the proper setup for them. If I were
Maculata.
Candoya, I'd be jumping in on them right now.
Phil.
Yeah, well, I got a guy that produces them, so I'll keep in Jeff's good graces.
I got
Why are you holding out on me with
I want to
these
be in your good graces
Maculata?
for Max.
Oh, you're there, buddy.
I said, why are you holding out on me with these bimaculata that Underground has?
Oh, I completely forgot, and I haven't been there in a hot minute.
Just
So-
stick it in your pocket. Bring it to Tampa.
Is that better or is this better? That's better.
We can see you.
You know who breeds those tree boas though is Mark Goyer. So I'd hit him up.
Okay.
Look, I turned the camera around because I'm sure people are sick of looking at road, and at the same time, I know the minute I turn the camera away from the road, some chupacabra is going to come out, and I'll miss it on camera. But it'll be worth it. At least we'll have some entertainment.
It's a nice shirt, Phil.
Oh, thank you. My good friend Billy Hunt made it for me.
Who wears their own shirts?
People
Jesus.
that want to promote their shit.
Legend.
Remember when I did a podcast about green tree pythons?
Yeah.
I was thinking about that earlier, man.
Fucking sticks.
How long has it been?
At least a year. I think the last one I did was with Tim Morris.
So it's just like the other one.
Yeah. But look, I've been busy. There's a lot going on.
No, I'm not giving you a hard time. It is what it is. You said from the get-go that'd be the thing that would get pushed to the wayside.
Oh yeah, it was like the first thing to on the list of things that would be backburnered first. It was right there, front row. So
is that a new podcast you started today?
yeah, that's not really. So I was approached by Mike, and he owns Premium Crickets. He's a partner in Repticart. He is the owner of Reptiles Express, who I use for shipping and love. And they wanted to do some live stream stuff. And since me and Mike talk on a pretty regular basis, he was like, you want to help us out with this? And so I said, sure. And today was the first one after months of sort of prep and figuring out things and, what we were aiming to do, or, what the goal was of everything and whatnot. So
Yeah, I
we'll be
didn't finish
doing
it,
those.
but so far it was good.
Yeah, we'll be doing more of those. And I mean, Repticart is something, like, if you're selling stuff, you should definitely check it out, because the way they have it is like basically the price for shipping gets rolled into you pay for shipping when you buy the animal on Repticart. So it takes out that whole factor of, going in, making a label and all that stuff. It's already ready to go, and it just streamlines the whole process a little bit. So
I might have to check that out.
he said, so Bill said Chondrocast and GTP Keeper Radio both put out episodes by the moon phases. And Stephen, yes, we do still have a merch store. It's on Teespring. But if you want a magazine shirt or what Phil is wearing, then you need to hit up Billy Hunt, because he's the one who's making these shirts. And honestly, I like the quality on those more than I like the ones on Teespring. They hold up better. They wash better. The graphic doesn't disintegrate like the last couple Teespring shirts that I've gotten to have.
Yeah.
So
I can vouch that all the shirts that I had Billy produce for me, everyone who's worn them has washed them a million times, and they don't crinkle, they don't flake, they don't peel. It doesn't really matter if you wash the t-shirt inside out or not.
look at that. See, Jeff's got his on. Look at that.
Still good.
Which one's Jeff wearing?
He's wearing the magazine one.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
The one that matters.
I need to get more though.
I don't even have one of those shirts.
You did have one of those shirts. You had two of those shirts.
Oh, I did have one of those shirts. My cat or my dog literally ate one. So
Archie had something to say about that.
yeah. He also chewed up my Carhartt jacket, so pretty pissed about that.
The whole jacket?
Like the sleeve and some other, like, not the actual like exterior part that's like that material that can't be destroyed. It was like the cuffs, the softer stuff.
Okay.
It was very frustrating. Those Carhartts are expensive, and I've had that one for years, and it's been flawless. I've never even washed it.
Nice.
My damn dog chewed on it. When's the next etiquette video? We're being asked.
So I'm putting together some material now, and This episode is going to be very, very, very first person. So I'm having a little difficulty doing the, not difficulty, but like I have to do the voiceover because I have to piece together all the first person view stuff. So anybody that's ever like played a first person shooter video game, basically that's what the majority of it's going to look like, showing how to actually hold a hook in your hand, showing how to use hemostats properly, showing how much pressure to apply when using pilstroms and tongs and M1s and stuff like that. So I'm trying to make it. Oh, is this my turn? Where the hell?
I got a question, Phil.
He's lost.
Hold on.
So should you use tools with
right
taipans or no?
What's that?
Should you use tools with taipans? Just asking for a friend.
Should is a relative term because taipans are very much. There's another car out here. What the hell? Hold on a second.
It's like that movie The Strangers, dude. Don't stop.
Do not.
No. I think it's the same car I saw earlier,
Interview him.
and I think they're herping too. Part of me wants to be like, "Hey, are you herping?" Because it was like a Prius or something, and it just didn't fit the rhyme scheme out here. So, hang on a moment.
The ultimate off-road vehicle.
You don't talk to anybody that has a Prius.
It's the same fucking Prius. Yep, they're herping. Damn it. Well,
see, that's why you're not finding anything, because they probably got a whole trunk load full of Everglades rats.
And they're shipping it to me.
Why you gotta piss on my dreams, pal?
Man, they're probably so orange. Probably fluorescent.
You have to wear sunglasses to look at them. It's like staring at the sun.
So, all right. So back to taipans and tongs. So taipans are one of those snakes. Doesn't matter which species. It's one of those snakes where the minute they feel constricted or like confined in any way, they're gonna lash out irrationally.
Or held by a human hand and not a tool.
Crazy.
I was kidding, Bill. I was kidding, Bill.
What?
Sorry, the comments. Sorry.
So like I do everything in my power to not use tongs on taipans. I like to honestly just use a single hook if I can, or I'll tail them depending on the animal. You know, I would never tail an animal that I hadn't worked with or evaluated extensively. A lot of times shift boxes are pretty helpful if you have it. But I mean, I've single hooked big taipans calmly, smoothly. I would not recommend double hooking unless you have extensive training on double hooking a long, fast snake, because unless you're very fluid with your hook head placement and like the shoe of the hook, the placement of the shoe of the hook on the actual animal's body, in terms of like rule of thirds, I would not recommend double hooking unless you're experienced with that.
Gotcha.
Are we hooking them or are we taking pictures of them?
This is for removal from a cage into a containment vessel for maintenance. That's what I would say.
Don't try to church it up,
I
son.
want
It's a
a
trash
million
can.
subscribers on YouTube. What is
What's
the best
that?
way for me to do that?
Kiss a taipan.
Yeah, I gotta get a little smooch. What's the best way I can do that?
So my opinion on that whole thing is there's nothing that really has to be said. Everyone knows how stupid it was. The person needs no more exposure. They don't need to be known about it anymore. Like it's dumb.
Well, the worst part about the whole thing, if I may, and no one's actually going to think. I mean, many people
There's
are
Scott
not
Eiper when we need him.
What's that?
Yeah, for real.
There's Scott Eiper when we need him.
Yeah, exactly. Well, what I was going to say is the worst part about the whole thing is something that most people aren't going to consider. And that's the fact that now he is at the local bar with an eye patch on, touting his pirate eye patch as a badge of honor, when in actuality, his eyeball is fucked. And he may never regain vision in that eye ever again because his optical nerve has been damaged so severely. Now, was it his intention for any of this to happen? No. Is he being in good spirits about it and being optimistic? Yes, absolutely. Good for him for being optimistic through a traumatic event. But the fact that it's like, look at my pirate patch badge of honor, that's kind of disturbing, in my personal opinion.
That's fair.
Chicks dig scars.
Yeah, but they don't dig, when your eyeball's floating back in your head. Hence the eye patch.
Like, I don't understand the free handling thing because I have carpets I won't like mess with without a hook because they're just so nasty, you know.
You know what's fun is you can keep Gonyosoma and pretend it's whatever mamba species you want, and then when it bites you, you're like, sweet. Now I don't have to worry about dying.
Or white lips.
There you go, that
Opatitis.
too. See, Bill doesn't have a clue who we're talking about. This is great. That's perfect. He got lucky.
Yeah, he got real lucky because his body shut down.
You
real
think
quick.
about it, had they been a couple minutes late getting anywhere, at any point in that timeline, he could have
Well,
probably easily
this.
died.
I'm by myself right now. Now, granted, I have you guys, so like I could tell you where I am before I drop the phone. But he had a friend with him who was snake savvy and knew what to do, and basically saved his life. That friend saved his life by holding his head up in the car and keeping his head level and driving him to the hospital in a timely manner. And they happened to be in an area that was where the animal was native to it. You know, I'm out here in the middle of nowhere by myself. If I get tagged by an eastern diamondback or I get tagged by a big coral snake, I'm done, man. I ain't making it out. I'm just gonna like text you guys the GPS and limp my way home and hope I make it back to the highway so they can find my car.
I think it would
That's insane.
take a little longer for a coral snake to do you in, though, buddy.
Not if I have a reaction like Scott did, anaphylactic.
I don't know. And I mean, let's be real. You're never going to see a coral snake.
Yeah, well, fuck you.
Wish upon a star as much as you want. You're never going to see a coral snake.
Dude,
So
do you have any idea how many people call me about corals and I've never found one in the wild?
I've seen about 3.
Yeah, well, I was actually hoping, because Casey is good luck, I was hoping that Casey being on the show would increase my odds tonight. But clearly I'm batting 1,000.
Swing for the fences, buddy. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
I'm almost at the fences.
Billy Jenkins said better off finding Bigfoot.
He's right here in the stream.
I was going to say, you don't have to go very far. I'm right here.
hey,
Looks like the fog is lifting, which is good. And we're right at like the witching hour for those kings to come out. So
Nobody wants Brooks Kings. They're the devil.
they're not the devil. They're adorable.
No.
They're adorable with their little blunt faces and their googly eyeballs.
so I
Psychotic
called out of
personality.
work. I called out of work like 3 months ago, and my crew ends up texting me, and they're like, "Sorry, dude, we had to." I don't know if you guys can see it or not.
Aw.
Oh.
What is it?
Look, Phil.
The coral.
It's a coral. It was in the bay, one of the stations. They're like, "Sorry, man,
See?
we had to."
That's
Tell
the
you about-
problem. Is it's always like when the people that aren't you find them, they literally come to them. It's not like, oh, I found it, I was out looking around. It's like, dude, I was going to the bathroom and it literally like slithered right into my bathroom between my feet while I'm on
Now,
the can.
if I was there that day, that snake would have never been there.
Probably. You probably would have saved it.
Speaking of bathrooms, do you guys see that woman in Lesotho that went to take a poop and she opens the lid and there's a Mozambique spitter cocked back staring at her?
No.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a hell of awakening.
Then suddenly she didn't have to go to the bathroom anymore.
Or she just did.
She's a little lighter.
It's a good looking specimen too. Nice olive color.
So are you guys members of that Herpetology for Dummies group on Facebook? It's hilarious. They show like comments from posts of people that are just saying like ridiculous stuff, and like people that have no business talking to people about snakes and what, identifying and stuff like that. And there's one that they posted a coral snake, and someone was like, "What's the rhyme?" And someone piped up and said, "Yellow and black venom lack, black and yellow kills a fellow."
Oh my god.
And I don't know if that was somebody who was like seriously posting that as an answer, or if someone was just trolling. But
Yeah.
pretty funny.
I just get like annoyed because like as much as I love elapids and like the majority of my collection, I would say like a good third of it's now elapids. I've never found the only one native to my state, and that's frustrating as hell.
Phil,
Well,
do you still have those
it's magical
Weetar
when
white
you do.
peppers?
What's that?
Do you still have the Insularis, the Weetar ones?
No, Marcus has them.
Gotcha.
Marcus.
Yeah, Marcus has
So once it starts
the
warming up a little bit, I want to
Insularis.
come down and come herping with you.
What's that?
I said when it warms up a little bit, I'm gonna take like a Florida road trip and come herping with you. Okay?
Yeah,
Come down
of
here,
course.
we'll find corals.
Yeah, 100%. My dumb ass goes in February.
Let me know when y'all do that. I want to be a part of that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Me and Kendra will definitely make a trip down there. Just saying.
Yeah, that'll be
Jeff.
monumental.
Jeff, you guys coming to Daytona?
Go to Chili's.
When is Daytona?
Third weekend in August.
Possibly. We're trying to go out to some shows because Washington cancels them all anyway. So
Florida doesn't.
No,
Florida
they
don't
Yeah,
do
give
not.
dude.
crap.
Wayne Hill don't give a damn.
Dude, I'd
The
said it
building
last-
could be on fire, and he'd be like, "Show's going on.
I told
We're
you
not
guys
canceling shit."
when COVID was peak, I said, listen, if Wayne Hill keeps the show open for a hurricane and people are sitting on the floor with the power outage in the auditorium, the
Mhm.
show must go on.
I was at that one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the one in 04, right?
Yeah.
Charlie came through. Yep, I was there.
Nice. That's awesome.
That little
They should've
12-year-old,
made us-
13-year-old Billy.
And they should have made a shirt for that. I survived
did.
Hurricane Charlie. Oh, they did?
Yeah, they did.
That's awesome.
Should call it Hurricane Wayne. That's what we should call Wayne Hill now.
We should.
Hurricane
That's
Wayne.
awesome.
What's up, Hurricane?
No, it was
awesome.
cool because
hell's
we
that?
did some lives at Daytona. Last year we did some live streams, me and Mike from Reptiles Express, and he'd had Wayne on. We talked for 15 or 20 minutes, and Wayne Hill sort of talked about the history of the show and stuff. It was actually really cool. That's on YouTube somewhere if anybody's curious. I was behind the scenes. I wasn't hosting. It was all Mike. I was just back there switching the cameras and, you know.
Doing your thing.
Yep.
Bebopping. Just straight up bebopping.
have you tried getting Jesus that wrote that Anaconda book on your show?
Mm-mm.
He'd be so awesome to have on there. I just finished his book and his stories, man, they're insane.
Didn't Mutton have him on when he had a show?
I'm not sure. If he did, I need to go find it because that'd be cool.
Yeah, he had. I think he had him on, and if I remember right, that guy doesn't really have like a high opinion of herpetoculture. Maybe I'm thinking of somebody else though, but I'm pretty sure it's Jose that wrote the Anaconda book.
Yeah, Jesus Rivius, or I'm pretty sure I'm saying that wrong, but yeah, he's
You
got
know-
like
He's got his name close.
decades over there.
I call him Jose.
We need to get J-Lo and Ice Cube on and ask them about their experience with green anacondas.
That would be awesome.
They have extensive experience.
It's gonna be
I
visual.
would ask John Voight and Owen Wilson, but there you go. Warren said it. He said Jesus is a friend of mine. He does not support herpetoculture, so I have a feeling the herpetoculture podcast is probably not going to go over very well.
So he
That
wrote the
settles
book
that.
on anacondas, but he doesn't condone keeping them in captivity?
Yes.
Well, that's poopy.
Warren said, "Do not expect positive comments about the hobby as a result." Which I mean, you know, when you're talking about like greens and you're talking about large
Giant.
constrictors, I can kind of understand if you've seen them out in the wild and you've seen sort of their majesty. I can see why looking at people who people keeping them in boxes and typically smaller than what should be probably required boxes. I can
On
understand
paper.
that. Yeah, I can see that.
Well, that's usually how those guys are. I mean, not in a bad. I don't mean that in a bad way. Like that's reality. You know, if they do all the field work and stuff, and like you said, they see them in the wild. Why would they like seeing them cooped up in boxes and stuff?
But I guess there is like sort of a flip side to that, because if you've seen these things and you've seen sort of them in their natural habitat, and you have information that might help make the lives of those captive animals better.
I know he went on a podcast. It was like very short though, so maybe he'd be up for it. And I just know listening to his stories would be amazing, because finishing that book, man, that was a good read.
Yeah, that's what Thomas is saying too. Because he's in South Carolina, he's upstate. There's a South Carolina Herp Society, and he's a member of it. And come to find out that it's a bunch of people that are like field guys that are really not really into keeping like the private sector and stuff like that. And so it's kind of a bummer, because it's not a Herp Society in the traditional sense. It's more of a like, hey, we love these bands that are going on in South Carolina kind of deal, which,
I still say the thing going on in New York is a load of crap.
Oh
yeah, Jeff wanted to talk about that.
I mean, I don't know as much as you guys probably do. I've just read it a little bit.
I don't know anything.
So New York is banning any import or export via mail into the state. So in other words, like the way you ship from FedEx would become illegal.
Mm-hmm.
Not just reptiles. I think it's
not just reptiles, any animal. So even like you can't ship like a queen bee by the mail.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So is it just importing it all, or is it like could you still drive it across the border?
No, you can drive. It's anything by mail.
Okay.
So it's import or export across like in-state lines, basically. You can't ship anything out via FedEx, and you can't ship anything in via FedEx.
And if that happens, other states will definitely follow.
So, and the problem is too is you got guys like kind of similar stuff I do, where I've got stuff coming in from Canada. Sometimes it's driven across the border, of course legally, like through Fish and Wildlife and all that stuff,
Right.
in Buffalo, New York. In which case, the way we're trying to figure out what to do if this thing passes is there's a town called Northeast Pennsylvania, about an hour and a half south of Buffalo, and that's like, what's the word? The last effort, whatever.
The
I don't
shipping
know.
Alamo.
Yeah, it's the shipping Alamo, whatever. Like if you can't do it through Buffalo, New York, you probably are going to have to drive it an hour and a half south, just cross the border into Pennsylvania, where it's still currently legal, and there's no like laws in place that are going to make it illegal. But yeah, I really hope that doesn't pass, because it's...
Well, I find it interesting that all these states all of a sudden have some laws trying to be passed. I mean, South Carolina is currently trying to ban tegus, which they had a hearing about that, I believe it was Thursday, and I tuned into that. And the first couple minutes of it really wasn't looking good. Like the Center for Biodiversity called in, and they're out of Florida, and they're bad. Like I don't think they're not that far off from PETA in terms of like they wouldn't let you own a freaking goldfish if they could stop it. And then South Carolina Wildlife Federation called in, and of course they were like worried about turkeys and ground fowl and whatnot, and it made me kind of laugh, because it's like no one bats an eye, at the feral cat problem. Like no one's calling for a ban on outdoor cats, even though those will do infinitely more damage, I think, than tegus ever would.
100%.
Which Alex Michaely brought that up to DNR. And so by the end of it, I mean, it was about an hour and a half or so. A lot of people called in from the hobby and the private sector. And so by the time it was over, I felt much better about sort of where things are standing. And they're supposed to circle back around to it and have another hearing on the 18th. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see. South Carolina's already cracked down on native wildlife. So now you can't sell corn snakes over like 20 inches. which of course I kind of freaked out, and I needed clarification because I have the corns and I'm planning on breeding them. And you can sell babies, whatever, but you can't sell adults. It's just, I don't know. South Carolina has always been one of those last states where it's been pretty much fair, fair game. Everything's good to go, no problem. And now, of course, like everything, that's changing. So it's ridiculous. But it was funny because there's a couple groups like I said, the Center for Biodiversity. I want to say someone from Florida Fish and Wildlife called in. And they were basically giving all these cases as to how tegus are going to take over South Carolina, but they were doing it from like the numbers and perspective of what's happening in Florida.
Which is
like
a joke.
Someone has here's literally what somebody said on that hearing. Okay, someone said, I don't remember exactly who it was. I want to say it was the lady from the biodiversity place. She said that tegus would survive better in South Carolina than they do in Florida.
What?
I'm not even kidding. I can go back and find the video and send it to you. It's unbelievable.
Well, a good friend of mine did a ton of research on tegus in terms of genetics and trying to map out the genealogy, if you will, and basically she was working with U.S. Geological Service, because U.S. Geological Service through FIU and Nova Southeast University had been basically taking all of the dead specimens and freezing them for them to cut up and use for, DNA research. Well, these are people that study rocks, and all of a sudden now they're the ones in charge of tegus.
Yeah.
That didn't make any sense to me at all. And my friend showed data of that they are fairly destructive, but the numbers are not there to justify them wiping species off the map. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So.
And I mean, like I said, the turkey thing, whatever, that kind of stuff, the ground fowl, I can understand. But at the same time, like I said, cats, I love cats. I have my cat. I love my cat. But if they started saying tomorrow we're going to catch and, humanely euthanize feral cats, I'm not going to be upset about it, because those things do an incredible amount of damage.
And that's the cute and cuddly theory. Anybody who's watched Steve Rinella knows the cute and cuddly theory is, if it's cute and cuddly, we have to save it and protect it. But if it's not cute and cuddly, who cares? Certain high apex predators are issues in Yellowstone, but they're not going to let hunters or management go in and take care of the business because they're cute and cuddly. But at the same time, North American caribou in the United States in the lower 48 are now extinct because of semi-trucks hitting them on the highway. So, because people don't even know that there was a United States caribou in the lower 48. They don't know that. But because caribou aren't cute and cuddly, they're not protected the way that, wolves and bears and, house cats are.
Mm-hmm. Warren said USGS researchers have strong ties to genetic research. My postdoc is linked to them through, he said her brown tree snake work in Guam, but I think he might have meant there. So he said, don't just assume they study geology. They're not just rock nerds, Phil.
Well, I met them, and the ones that were working with the lizards didn't know anything about reptiles in the least capacity. So for those 4 people that I met that time that I was there, they were rock people.
They rocked. No one.
Nothing.
I thought that was pretty good.
Sorry, buddy.
Yeah.
I'm a real friend.
Sorry.
Is this a crowd full of dead people?
I can't let that one slide.
Warren, if you have that information on the whatever brown tree snake work they've been doing, I'd be interested to read that. Which is something else I want to look into, because I guess there was some recent reclassification. Now there's Boiga flavescens, which is brown tree snakes, but I want to say it's everything outside of Australia. But I tried to look it up a while back, and I don't know. I need to see. I continually forget about Google Scholar or whatever it is. There's a whole section of Google that has any scientific papers and stuff that are public. You can find them on there, and I'm interested to see exactly what the difference is. and what's going on.
Have you had Warren on yet?
Huh?
Have you had Warren on your show yet?
No, I've been wanting to. He's very high on the
knowledgeable.
list. Him and like I want to get Graham on really bad. This week on THP we're gonna have a Chihuahua Gecko episode, which I'm pretty pumped about because I really like Chihuahuas. But then I do need to talk to Warren, and I need to talk to Graham and some other people that have been on the list for a very long time. I just haven't gotten around to actually getting them on. Or I've talked to him about it, and schedules just haven't worked out. So. But yeah, I don't know, man. Like it was with the Tegu talk that they had. Carlos Michelson called in, which was awesome. He's out of Florida as well, but he's also been doing a lot of work with the University of Florida and catch and release and taking a lot of data and stuff down on what he's been catching. And he put in his 2 cents, and I think it's fair to say that he's probably one of the most knowledgeable Tegu people in the industry, just because that's like almost entirely of what he works with. And Billy's gone now. So for him to call in and give his take on it was nice.
It's cool.
There he is. He's back.
Sorry, team.
So we had the right people call in. Josh Ortiz, who's in South Carolina here, he's another big Tegu guy, so he called in. You know, we had the right people, you know, called in, and they gave, you know, the truth in their experience, and it wasn't you know, it wasn't the crap science that a lot of these opposition parties were calling in and spewing. And you know, the fact, like, saying that Tegus could survive better in South Carolina, let alone like upstate South Carolina, up in like the Piedmont, like the middle, up in like Lexington County, which is outside of Columbia. You know, saying that they would survive better up there than they do in South Florida or, you know, middle Florida, whichever coast they're on.
That doesn't make sense.
It's kind of ridiculous.
They're not as far north as me, so I don't know how that.
Yeah, they're restricted. From what I gather, they're restricted to basically southwestern Dade County, and that's it. Basically,
well, they also
Homestead region.
They also said that they got like over 200 calls of reported sightings of tegus, and only, I believe it was around 11 of those were actually substantiated and proven to be like actually tegus.
Yeah. Yep.
So it's like finding, you know, someone brought up the good point of finding an adult and never finding babies and never finding nests or eggs doesn't mean that they're taking over. You know, and
yeah,
like the whole pit tagging thing, like you know, microchipping like you would a dog or something like that. I don't have any issues with. Like, that's not a bad idea because things happen, these things get out, you know, and being able to track it back to the person who somehow wasn't paying attention to what was going on, you know, be it intentional or not that it got out. You know, not letting people off the hook, I guess, necessarily for that kind of thing, I get, but like to assume that they're just going to take over the Southeast like they assumed Berms would is just asinine.
Yeah. You also have, there's a small pocket in Miami Beach. Oh, what is that thing? Oh, man.
No, Cox, they didn't try to shout down reps. Everyone was very professional and cordial. You know, people got emotional, like people got passionate, but it wasn't a whole like, you people are complete morons, you don't know what you're talking about. It was like, hey, here's some science for you that's actually real.
Well, a lot of people in South Florida, they know that a tegu, quote unquote, is a big lizard with a pointy face and a long tail. So like, I've had people, you know, send me pictures on Facebook and they're like, is this a tegu? And it's a Cuban night anole. There's also a
broad-headed skink.
Right. There's actually a very small population of pectinata in Miami Beach, like on the beach, in like the coral rock boulders and stuff that they have decorative on the beach. And like all the pectinata live up in there. And some people catch them and, you know, they get bit and they let them go or whatever. But it's a very, very small isolated pocket. I believe it's actually even on an island. So people see that and they're like, oh, look, there's tegus on the beach. It's like, well, no, It's not native, but it's also not a tegu, and it's also not destroying the ecosystem because they're just on this one beach.
And I know we've talked about it on previous episodes, Phil, but like the whole thought of now we're doing an iguana ban in Florida.
Yeah. Oh,
it's like,
of course.
You're a day late and $1 short, dude.
Yeah, that's an understatement.
Jesus.
Especially when you go to a show now, all you see are the high-end morphs. Like, you don't see normal iguanas anymore.
Right. Well, it's like I go to the McDonald's by my house to get like a breakfast sandwich in the morning, and there's like 15 or 20 adults just grazing in the field on the canal. And it's like, you're not going to get rid of that. Like, it's here.
Well, I mean, like Marcus had talked about on that episode of THP, like I never would have thought about the fact of having like a big male around keeps the smaller stuff at bay.
Yeah, of course.
Like that was
100%.
a concept that never crossed my mind, but it made complete sense. If you kill, a big male dominant iguana, you're going to just make a vacuum for a bunch of smaller ones to move in and try and take his place.
Yep.
But Thomas says the biggest problem that I think the reptile community has right now comes down to an accountability problem that applies to free handling, keeping of advanced species, etc., which I agree with.
Yep.
So,
Billy, do iguanas make it all the way up to Tampa? Do they go that far north?
We don't have anything up here. There's no tegus, there's no basilisks, there's no monitors, no nothing. I've always been under the impression that a species can only stay in the same latitude ranges that they're native to, like throughout the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if it's outside of that, they can't move north. They can't move south. And like the whole thing saying the tegus will do fine in South Carolina, like there's no way. Absolutely no way.
You asked Thomas, it's cold as hell up there. It's cold here right now. It's probably easily, let me see, I'll look it up. Considering we've actually had a real winter this year.
Yeah, it's been pretty cold this year.
No, Billy.
It's 44 is the low. I mean,
worth a shot.
No, but we get into freezing.
First
Like
on the
we're getting
list.
into like the upper 20s come Sunday. Like it gets colder. So it's just to think that they'll do okay. And Thomas says it's gonna be 25 tonight. He's past Columbia, but still.
Yeah, 25 for 30 days straight. That's rough. That's not hibernation. That's rough.
From what I've seen with iguanas too, and I don't know, we've probably talked about this before. They don't really seem to be able to exist in like wild Florida. They seem to be able to exist in like people's gardens,
Like the urbanized areas.
habitat.
Yeah, that have been built on, and yeah.
Like I've never really heard of like iguanas in the Everglades unless it's like right on the outskirts. Like actual wild Florida does not seem to support iguanas at all.
Yeah, I'm in the Everglades right now, and there I can't tell you if I don't think I've ever seen an iguana out this far out here.
No, you're not seeing anything
the
else. For
abandoned
that
golf
matter
course
either,
by my
so.
house, chock full of them.
You're not seeing any snakes either.
I'm almost
They
at the end
survive
of this
in
road. I'm gonna
disturbed habitat.
This was a great idea, Phil. You wasted gas.
All right, you know what? That's it. Turning around. It's ruined.
Screw
Good
you guys,
idea.
I'm going home.
Screw you guys, I'm going home. All I see tonight is you goofy bastards, a big old otter, and a possum. That's it.
Sounds like a good night.
Awesome, man. Katie
And
won't let
some-
me
I
have
was
a
excited
pop.
to
And
see
some
an otter.
leopard
Just throwing it
frogs.
out there.
Ooh,
Yeah,
leopard
all I
frog.
saw was his ass as he ran into the bushes in the darkness.
Still counts.
Still counts.
Thank you, Warren.
And a mess of leopard frogs too, but I ain't getting out and trying to catch them fuckers.
Do it. Good TV.
I would have thought that like the Nerodia would have been out too because of all these leopard frogs, but I ain't seen nothing, man.
They heard you were going to be out and about.
And like it's a Monday night, like there's nobody out here, so it's not like dudes are hunting. It's not like people are fishing or bird watching. Like, I mean, this road's pretty remote, but it's also easily accessible from the highway. So a lot of people do come out here to do some outdoorsiness.
Doesn't sound
like,
that remote.
No, I mean it's remote, man.
Yeah, that Prius took everything. That's the problem. Got a whole trunk full of cool stuff. Coral snakes and Everglades, rats. You were too late. Maybe
So
you
going
should
back
have a
to the
Prius.
whole like coral snake rhyme thing, I've noticed there's a lot of like aberrant coral snakes in South Florida.
Well,
like I've seen some that have yellow and black but no red at all. I've seen some that have like stripes going down their back. So
yeah,
I'm always afraid like a little kid's gonna pick up like a weirdo coral snake and just have no idea what it is and try to do the rhyme, but the rhyme doesn't work when it's a freaking genetic stripe or something.
Yeah, or it's like there was an eastern in Mississippi that was completely melanistic, and there was like two little red spots on it, and that was it. The whole thing was black, and it's like, you know, how are you gonna do your rhyme then?
I tell people if it has any of those colors, or you're just plain not sure, don't touch it. It's pretty simple. They're like, what's the rhyme again? They sent me a picture of like a scarlet snake, and they're like, what's the rhyme again? I was like, if it's red, black, or yellow, or any combination of all of the above, don't touch it. Seems pretty simple. The rhyme doesn't matter when you don't have to worry about it. It's a snake you can't identify. Don't touch it.
Right.
I don't know why that's...
And I've seen a couple mimics that will, like, they even trip me up a little bit, where I do have to do the whole, like, what are you? You know? Like, usually I go by, like, if it's got a black head or not, but there's a few things that doesn't work for.
Yeah, I think you just gotta look at enough of them just to be able to spot it, you know?
Mm-hmm. Like, coral snakes have a very, like, particular pattern, but every once in a while you see a mimic that's, like, abnormally close to a coral snake.
Yeah, Phil definitely needs to eat a frog for US Arc.
There was my neighbor saw one a couple months ago. I want to say that was actually, wasn't that back in like October or September, Phil? My neighbor saw that one, and it had like abnormally wide bands. Like, it was really interesting.
Yeah.
Gorgeous coral. I didn't see it, but Katie took a picture of it. And yeah, that thing was I've never seen one with wider bands.
What did you tell them, Justin? It was like, if you saw one, there's 5 more you haven't seen.
I didn't tell them that.
Oh, okay. I thought it was.
There probably is, and they probably ate them all.
Yep.
I did go over there and look around for it though, because it was in like under one of their magnolia trees, and those have those really nice big leaves that are like perfect cover for corals and other stuff. So, Billy, Anita would like to know if you need a refill on your beverage.
No, I was throwing out my can.
Anita.
It's very nice of her.
She needs to mind her business upstairs. She needs to do.
Jeez.
Who's ready for Baird's rat snake breeding season?
I am.
You pairing things up?
Soon. I fed them today. This is the third meal they've had since I woke them up, I believe. So,
Nice.
my female Baird's, like the adult, she was looking really, really thick today. So I'm wondering if maybe she's starting to ovulate already. Like, I haven't gotten sheds from any of them yet, but I have to talk to Chris and pick his brain a little bit.
Throw them together, see what happens.
I have no doubt they'd probably lock.
It wouldn't hurt anything.
Don't you know they read the book, and if they don't do it exactly how the book said they needed to do it, it won't work.
Something like that.
Oh, we got critters. Possum.
Chupacabra.
Catch it.
Yeah, dude. Come on, grab it by the tail. They don't even
I'm
bite.
with you.
We need some excitement.
Work the line, Wolf. Come on, give us a show.
Look, if I get a snake, I'm gonna give you the best Austin Stevens fucking wiggly, spread-legged friggin' show I can give you.
Yeah.
But I ain't
Michael
got
will
nothing
put
on
up
this
that,
road.
Beaufort County corns, boy. That's like, I said it last week. I'm way more excited about that corn project than I probably should be. Because those are going to be the most basic, nondescript, normal corns you've probably ever seen. But to me, that's like 5 years in the making. I'm going to save the best of the best, the 1% of the 1%, and I'm going to breed those. Smith line.
Smith line.
Dude, I've said it a whole bunch of times before. Like, if everything in the hobby was the same price, like, what would people work with? You know? If it gets you excited, like, that's all that matters.
Hell yeah.
I still hold that Okatee corn snakes are one of the prettiest snakes on Earth.
On Earth.
Right? They are.
Almost as pretty as what I think I just drove past.
If it's a frog, eat it.
Come on, baby. Come on.
Eat a frog.
Dom says eat the frog. Everyone's saying eat the frog.
You'd have like just a bunch of people just wanting you to eat a frog for US Art Phil, so I think you should do
Kendra
it.
said she'd donate $50 if you ate a frog.
Come on.
There's a lot of money on this, Phil. Eat some frogs, man.
Do it for the animals. Come on.
Make a crawfish pinch your nipple or something.
I haven't seen a crawfish all night. That's kind of weird, too.
Baby gator. Have a baby gator bite you.
Little mini lobster. You know what's funny is last time we had Zach, we had Dr. Lofton on the show. I asked him, I was like, it's like crawfish are basically like miniature lobsters, right? And he's like, no. Like, he almost sounded disappointed that I even like thought that was the case.
Did you ask him if he ate
No.
the species named after him?
I wanted to, but I wasn't brave enough.
After the disappointment the first time, it could have only gone downhill from there.
Henry Senior saying the prettiest snake in the world is the Malaysian blue coral, but I want to say he's a little biased.
He is a little biased.
So what'd you find, dude? What happened?
Nothing. I don't want to say.
Empty promises.
All that build up. If you're not even sure, don't even mention it. Don't get us all hyped up and excited, and then
Look,
be
man,
like, "Oh, it was a snake."
You're allowed 3
There was a
sticks.
stick.
When road cruising, you're allowed 3 sticks. After that, you have to find a snake. So I just saw my second stick. All right. So now it's snake time.
Mm-hmm. Believe it when I see it.
See, this thing's gonna end, and then as soon as we all log off, that's when Phil finds the snake.
Yeah, I found like a 7-foot Brooks King.
100%.
It's probably going to be a standard banded water or something.
Well, actually, this is one of those spots that has the really nice waters, the nice bandeds. So I was like, man, maybe I'll even see that. So, not tonight, dear.
Find something cool like a rough green snake.
Ooh.
I think this is a little too wet for them, to be honest.
Those guys are cool, man.
There's not a lot of
First-
high elevation around here.
First
so.
snakes I had as a kid were some rough greens.
I've never seen one alive in the wild. I've seen some road squished ones, but I have never seen a live rough green snake.
That is one of those species
Really?
where I am convinced they are everywhere, but because they blend in so well, especially in the spring when everything's like crazy green and lush, that you don't see them because all the ones that I've ever come across were ones that were crossing a road.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's,
I've never seen one.
there's a couple spots by me where my friends will go at like 2 a.m. and they'll shine lights in the bushes, and they say that the neon green at night pops out in the flashlight, like just pops out right in front of you. And I've tried it countless times and I can't see it. I always find them right at like half an hour before sunset. They creep out on the sides of the road and lift their head up, you know? and it looks like creeper vine, but it doesn't have any leaves on it. And that's how I always find them. I've never found them, swinging in the bush.
I had a blast with those things. I'd go out in our backyard because we had like a lot in our backyard at the time. We were living in Charleston, and I'd go and catch grasshoppers and put them in the tank. And watching those things hunt and like just the way they'd go after these grasshoppers, it was so cool to watch.
Yeah, I used to do that as a kid too. We used to find them all the time in the woods behind behind our houses.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And that's
from
from
what, like my grandfather would be like, yeah, we see them all the time, and then they're just, I don't know if they're not around my area, or like the pesticides killed them, or like, I don't know, maybe what used to be farmland has now become forest. I don't know. We just don't really see them.
Well, green anoles too. Those used to be everywhere. Now you guys see every time I see one or one that has any type of green on it, I send it to the group.
Special.
It is, seriously.
They're everywhere here, dude. I got a group that hangs outside the front door at work. I've like named them all at this point.
They're cool,
man. We don't have those where I'm at either. You can find them north of here and south of here. Or like my parents' house. The place I'm at right now actually has a pretty good number of them, and it's an hour north of where my parents' house was. But they just weren't in that area. I've never heard of one in that area.
Yeah, around here, it's all Cuban anoles. Everywhere.
All we got is rubber boas and garter snakes.
I would love to see rubber boa.
Yeah, I would too. That'd be cool.
They're so cool.
You don't have any of the like North Pacific rattlers or anything like that?
In the eastern side of the mountains, yeah. But that's a whole drive.
Mm-hmm. I want to go to the redwood forest, become one with nature.
So beautiful.
Jeff, how close are you all to the coast?
We're right on the coast, so we're like 30 minutes north of Seattle. So.
Do you fish at all?
Almost. I think we're only a couple hours away from Canada. It's not bad.
Yeah, you forget how big that state is.
Oh, it's huge. There's so many islands.
By the way, when I eat popcorn, can you guys hear it?
No.
Okay, good. I'm going to be less settled now. I'm hungry.
Come out, Dom.
Everyone just needs to move to South Carolina. Like, let's designate that the reptile state. And then everyone can live here. If ever a law tries to pop up, we can all go with our torches and pitchforks to the Capitol building. And they'll see how many of us there are. And then they'll be like, oh, okay, never mind.
The reptile state is already Florida.
Like,
just come to Florida.
Puerto Rico is my idea. I can have my cult, and then you guys can live in like the cult compound, but not be part of it necessarily, unless you want to be like a higher up. And we'll have like a reptile mecca in Puerto Rico.
So down for this cult.
In Puerto Rico, we'll just take over the whole island.
Exactly. You can't
Sounds
stop
good,
me.
Casey. We'll meet you there, bud.
You're just jealous it's my idea, not yours.
Possibly.
Well, Phil, what are those on the horizon?
Those are reflective markers to show that there's a bridge.
No.
Bet you there's snakes under that bridge.
And a troll.
I'm fed up now and don't feel like going underneath it.
It'd make good video, Phil.
Maybe the next one. I'm making my exit because I'm disgusted.
Yeah, you really like built this up a lot.
Yeah, well, I thought it was going to be perfect. It's been chilly lately, and it was all warm for the past like 2 days, and it was going to be nice. It was going to be like, it was 87 earlier. It was 78 when I got out here. Now it's 69, and I don't know.
Yeah. Whatever your excuse is, save it.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be the wolf.
I am the wolf. You guys said
Casey's-
it. The minute we end the show, I'm gonna catch a berm or something.
Anita says,
Phil,
I'm
how
not
much
allowed to
money
have
would it
more,
take?
Billy.
The boss has spoken.
What's that?
Anita
I'll
said
say
I'm not
Jason's
allowed
not
the
at
hunt
the.
residents anymore.
Because of the cult thing?
I hope that was it. Maybe she just doesn't like popcorn.
Ooh.
We could put Anita in charge of the cult. Is that a bad idea, Billy?
I'm not going to let somebody else in charge of my cult.
The power would probably go to her head.
Like I know, like I've been around Anita, and I know she's very nice, but I can also see her getting very dark very quickly if you upset her.
Oh, she don't play it. Yeah, I'm in line. For sure.
Like she's gonna get you assassinated, and you're just gonna disappear, and everyone's gonna be like, "Dude, what happened to that one guy?" Oh, we don't know. And then you just find a giant pile of bodies, off the property of the compound.
Yeah.
Just like a herd of redfoots just picking the bones.
Yellowfoots. She wants Yellowfoots.
Oh, sorry. My apologies. I should have known better.
It's okay.
Dominique said she isn't in charge directly, but she's the last thing you see before you die. She's the enforcer.
That sounds terrifying.
Well,
Phil, how much money would it
Puerto
take
Rico.
for you to eat a frog?
yeah, can we let's decide on this frog thing before we
I'm not
call it a
eating
night.
a frog.
Even if it's like a small one,
$200.
just
No.
get a cup full of that swamp water and wash it down with that.
I am parasite free, gosh
They
darn it.
make malaria pills. You'll be fine, dude. It's 2021. They've figured out
Some
cures for
Pacor and all that
malaria.
stuff. I don't actually know how
You're
to
from
say
Florida.
it.
Just
You only
do
read
it.
it.
I have some Panacure that we can shoot in you. We'll stick it right in your ass, like they do in the military. Thomas is even saying we're already up to like $200 worth of stuff if you eat a frog. Just like a little.
I'll
I
throw
think we're
another
like 300 now.
Eat a frog, chase it with some Fiji water. It'll all be good. Good cause.
Do it.
Yeah, the pH balance of the Fiji water will wash the flavor away.
If Brian Cusco can drink his own pee for USRQ, you can eat a frog.
Nope, he's a bigger man than I am.
Did that actually happen? That's the first time hearing.
Yeah, it was disgusting. Yeah, he went back for seconds too.
Awesome.
It was gross.
Necessary? Is it necessary for me to drink my own urine? No, but
No.
it's sterile and I like the taste.
Oh, I like the taste.
Just like Waterworld, remember they had a little machine you peed in and it converted it to like pure water, and that's how they survived. Yeah, eat a Cuban tree frog. Good call, Dom. It's good for the environment, and you're raising
they're
money for the
toxic.
hobby.
Those things are big, man. I don't know. That's a big frog. It's a lot of frog to choke down.
You it or you swallow it whole?
Yo, since you guys started talking about frogs, I haven't even seen one.
You haven't seen anything since we've been talking about it.
Oh,
I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
Honestly, Phil, I don't
worse.
even believe you're moving right now. I think you just like have this on in your driveway, and like every once in a while, you like make somebody like move some bushes or something. It's all a ruse.
I bet you Anita would eat a frog.
She
Billy
would not
probably
eat a
would
frog.
too. They Lady in the Tramp that thing.
Just one leg in each mouth.
Yeah.
So now Billy's eating a frog too? Is that what's happening?
I mean, someone's got to eat a frog.
I'll bring frog legs down to Tampa.
No, like, I don't know.
I know,
road
I know.
trips
Casey will do
doing
it. I'll buy a bottle of margarita mix and Casey will eat a frog.
Guys,
my God,
I
let's
think
do
me
it.
and Margarita Mix are. I don't think we're friends anymore. I don't think we're friends anymore.
We're not seeing each other anymore.
Tom said Anita would force feed Phil the frog and make him pretend he liked it. It's also very possible.
I'm starting to
went out
see
to
y'all's
Mexico,
opinion of
like,
Anita.
And
Talk
I got a
about it enough,
margarita,
it'll happen.
and I managed to drink it, like just a little glass of it. I didn't feel like throwing up, but for a little while, I smelled anything that smelled like remotely like a margarita, and I felt like puking.
We just know there's an abyss of eternal blackness deep down somewhere in Anita's soul is all. And it's just begging to come out. It's knocking on the door. And the bolt and padlock are shaking. And the wood is starting to crack. And she's about to bust down that door like the Kool-Aid man.
I won't confirm or deny any of that.
I mean, you're in the danger zone, buddy, because you're in the same household. So you're
Yeah,
in
I'm
the
the first
line.
to go.
You're in the lion's den.
Yeah, be the first to go, probably.
See, look, she's even admitting it. She said yes. In
Oh, yeah,
caps.
she doesn't hide it. Yeah.
You don't want me as your enemy. See, that's a mob threat. I heard that Anita sleeps hanging upside down in their closet. Like Blade. Arms crossed, wearing all black.
Oh man, they're on to you.
It's a goose.
Get it right. Get it right.
Acupuncture with rusty needles. Anyways, we're at like 2 hours and 15 minutes. It's bedtime. Phil ain't gonna find nothing.
I believe in you, Phil.
Yeah,
I don't.
probably not gonna find anything.
Good
This is
effort,
what
Philip.
happens. See, Casey, you're gonna drive all the way down there, and you ain't gonna find nothing but a possum.
Casey finds everything.
And he ain't even gonna try and catch the possum.
Yeah, but Casey's gonna come down in like May when it's gonna be good, not February when it's wet and cold.
You were convinced that you were gonna find stuff and that it was gonna be a good night. So
And I was.
I found an
convinced
indigo in
and
January. Let me just throw that out there.
then I get out
This is
here
true.
and I was proven dramatically wrong.
maybe it was like that offering of your sandal at Daytona that you got blessed with good luck as a result of your sacrifice.
No, I'm telling you, man. It's like, it's how things go for me. If I make a long-term plan for something, it will fall apart. But if I just like stumble around, it's awesome stuff happens.
He has
That's my
to
first.
offer. He has to sacrifice a flip flop every August for this luck to continue.
That's the offering, and that's what keeps Wayne Hill going. Is the flip flop offering. Like before he makes the post about Daytona happening, he's like, "Do we have a flip flop?" And they're like, "Yes." He's got.
I really wish everybody could see Casey like jumping waves to get chest deep in the ocean at 1 a.m. so he could pee instead of going to the bathroom 20 feet away from him in the hotel.
Isn't he just like standing in the
No one
water
told
and
me
you're
there
like,
was a
"What are you
bathroom there.
doing?"
Let me just go ahead and throw that out there. I don't know why I didn't assume a hotel had a public bathroom, but I did not assume.
It was so close. It was so close. And we kept having to go with Casey, so we had a chaperone, so we made sure he didn't like get caught in a riptide or something.
Which, let's be honest here, if I had gotten stuck in a riptide or a shark bit my leg, you couldn't have done anything. I was too far out.
No, but we would know what happened, so we could tell the others.
Don't go out there, man. There's sharks. Casey's dead.
Yeah, you would have washed up on shore.
Yeah, just like in Jaws, in the beginning of Jaws. Dom would be passed out on the beach, and
Little
Casey
fiddler
would
crabs picking at your entrails.
I always knew that's how I'd go.
He
That's
saw
how
it
I
in a
wanna go.
dream.
It's
It
just
came
like
to
the
him in a vision.
said.
That's what Anita told you. She said, "I have this feeling you're going to drown in Daytona. You're going to chase your flip-flop into the water, and you're not going to come back."
That was a bad time. I knew it was gone, and I woke up that morning just ashamed of myself.
You had a fun
Covered
night,
in
buddy.
sweat and car grease and salt.
Yeah,
When-
apparently
Oh,
it
wow,
takes
still
a
wet?
village to get a car back, a tire fixed.
When Casey got up that morning, he like just walked out of the room and he was like, I smell like crap, I'm full of salt, and I'm ashamed, I'm going to take a shower. And he just walked out. Like, he didn't break his stride when he said all that. He just walked out of the room.
I did. I slept under like a semi-wet beach towel on the sofa.
See, and we
Really
even
good
have
room.
witnesses because me and Irvin were sitting there smoking cigars because we were waiting for Phil, and I was like, "Dude, I don't know where these guys are. I don't know if they're ever going to come back." And so I smoked that Cro-Mag, that Black Irish, the barber pole,
Yeah,
that Roma,
without me.
without you.
The problem was the jack was terrible, and it ended up falling like 3 times. We had to restart the scissor jack like 3 times.
Those scissor jacks are the worst. Pretty much.
Yeah, we
pointless.
found that out.
And note to self, I'll never leave my vehicle in parking. I will just drive my vehicle right off the gate to the victim car. That way I don't have to make 3 fucking trips.
I have a 1.5 ton jack in the bed of my truck at all times now because of that incident.
That's awesome.
And now you're never going to need it.
That's fine.
You're probably never going to have it again.
Better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it.
So, Jeff, you see why you need to come to Daytona this year?
It sounds like a great time. So
There you go. Little manual labor, Casey losing apparel. It's always a good time.
are hotels out there pretty expensive or are they cheap?
You get a
a
special rate for Daytona, which is $10 off.
Ooh. That's it.
I'll send you this stuff. Send you stuff for it.
Appreciate it.
Irvin said the squash was downing syrup like it was Diet Coke. That's maple syrup shots. I did those.
Oh, yeah, you did. I forgot about you making a fool of yourself.
Oh,
We always remember Casey. We don't remember Smitty.
Yeah, that Smitty was very, very easily peer pressured by Dominique.
That picture of Smitty and Phil just looking like he has a look of regret all over his face. Just like, why am I friends with these people?
Yeah, that was Irvin's first Daytona too. So we're like, welcome, bitch.
Yeah, and Thomas, you definitely have to get a room at the resort next year, or this year, I should say. Because I remember Thomas left.
Dom
to
is
go,
a
like,
bad
some
influence.
other hotel.
Everyone keeps saying I stole Dom's vodka, and I didn't. Dom literally was like, "Hey, you want some vodka? You can have the rest." And it was like a half a bottle.
Yeah, you know what she did? She's like,
People are
she's like,
saying I took it from her.
It's open. I can't take it back with me. It's open. I can't take it back with me. And Smitty's just like, gulp, 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 gulp. And then the Ruas came around, and the Ruas had like scotch. And that was,
yeah,
like,
they
the
did.
icing on the cake.
Yeah,
Really,
that was
people went to their room and they had that like pine cone flavored alcohol.
What?
That was Phil. That was the gin.
Yeah, that was his gin.
That was when you thought it'd be a good idea to try to get bit by the pixie frog, the full-grown pixie frog.
Yeah, and we
I was
had to
sober
stop
then.
you. Thank
And
God.
we had to, yeah, because that would have been the whole night they were trying to get that thing off of you.
Yeah, and then Billy
Probably
would be
would've
like, I don't
swallowed
have
your
my
whole hand.
sutures.
I do have tiny little fingers.
Yeah, that
They look
pixie
just
would've
like a
taken it
pinky.
off.
They're not that strong, are they?
Dude, that frog was huge.
You can't get them off. You almost have to break their jaws to get them off if they latch on.
Jesus.
Yeah, they're no joke.
No thanks. No stomachs with legs for me. But I'm going to bed. Phil,
Yeah, I'm at
I don't
Good
the
bed, Phil.
exit.
I don't know where you are, but have fun not finding anything.
Yeah, I'm at the exit. I'm about to get back on the highway. So, thank you all for putting up with my horrible shenanigans this evening. And note to self: don't go herping live on camera in February.
Lessons were learned. Mistakes were made.
All in
No,
all, I think it was
Dom.
Great show.
My persona is not Perry the Platypus. Thank you.
Oh, I forgot about that. We have to. I have to
Jesus.
isolate that audio of that sound you made. Like. Yeah, that was it.
Oh
That
my
was it.
god.
It was like Chewbacca with a kazoo.
Oh, on the shirt.
I don't know how there's that video or series of videos is floating around on like 4 different phones right now.
Yep.
I have my own Smitty videos.
Oh, you do?
Yes, I do.
From what?
Don't worry about it.
Oh shit.
Did you guys know Billy had an afro as a kid?
Oh, that's not near as good as the videos.
Oh, I want to see this now.
Come to Daytona, I'll show you.
Done.
There you go.
Worth it.
I think it's on my downloads.
Look like Mike from Stranger Things.
That's
I love you, Dom.
Oh man.
That's awesome.
Damn it.
Definitely going to Daytona now.
Dude, I was laughing at myself for like half an hour. Like hard laughing. I don't know. I thought like I didn't even know the noise that was coming out of me and I thought it was hilarious.
God, that's epic.
Do you remember calling for the Brettles team to assemble? You remember that?
Yeah.
Assemble.
That was me talking about Casey though.
Yeah, that was good stuff.
You called for me in your half empty. Actually, it was like a Tito's bottle with like just a little bit left over, and you tried to use it as a Brettles team call.
Look at Phil's
Yeah.
face.
That's it. That's the picture.
Oh god.
Thinking of all his life decisions that led him to that moment.
Full of regret. 100%
How I
full of
feel
regret.
right now.
How did I end up here?
Oh God. You know the worst part about this whole thing is I got an hour and a half drive home.
That sucks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's Billy in 6th grade.
Oh my God. look
Dude,
at
bring that hair
bro.
back.
God damn, Billy. Bring it back.
Yeah, Billy, you got to bring that back.
YMCA jersey and everything.
That that breaks APP, so I can't do that one anymore.
Bro. Oh.
Maybe when I
That thing is
retire.
probably flame retardant. That thing ain't catching on fire.
Oh my gosh. No regrets.
Anyways, well, this episode was brought to you by the gentleman this way.
Half
Right
of
here
you
in
just don't pythons.
Yeah.
There.
Why I'm struggling.
This guy.
It's pretty
Yeah.
fucking hard.
This guy
Right
here.
there, there we
It
go.
is difficult.
The guy with the great
Future
stash.
Sound Python.
Right there.
That's right. Tom Selleck.
Not you, Phil. Get out of here, Phil.
Yeah.
What the hell did I do?
Talking about good mustaches, man. You can't be in the picture.
Get your beard out of here.
Hold on a second. Can't talk about Phil's stash like that.
What are you doing?
Gave it a compliment.
What are you doing, bro?
There was a point where Phil had a great stash.
Oh, are we doing this?
Oh, we're doing this.
Oh yeah.
Are we doing Phil pictures now?
Oh my god, I love it.
That's his contact picture. When he calls me, that's what I see.
Yeah, I want to find my Phil picture now too.
This is we all just have ammo on each other like this. Videos.
Oh, I've got so many Smitty pictures.
So does Dom apparently.
To put my
Yes.
seatbelt back on. Ugh.
All right. I'll go to bed.
All right.
This was fun, gentlemen.
I wasn't quick enough.
Dom. Casey stacking beer cans. Looking real intense. Look at the concentration.
Oh, that
Like an Olympic
concentration
sport.
was too real. Oh, that was pre-haircut.
Yeah, that was pre-haircut.
My favorite picture of Casey is the close-up of his face when he's drinking the water and he has the tears coming down after eating the hot stuff. That's my favorite Casey picture.
I was in pain. I'm just throwing that out there, man. I was hurting.
I'm really sorry, but that's my favorite one.
Well, it was all on me though. Like I wasn't peer pressured at all, other than a carny.
Other than a carny.
Well, okay, so Phil came up my way, and we went to this like little tourist trap town, right? We've told the story before, but for the people not listening. So there's a hot sauce store in there, and this old carny guy's like, y'all boys want to try the hottest thing there?
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, I do. So I put like a good old glob on a chip, and I ate it. And it wasn't that bad until I swallowed it and about part of the way down. And all of a sudden, my pain meter was like a solid like 11 out of 10 the whole way down. I've never eaten anything that made me want to throw up as bad as that stuff. Like, we're walking around, and Phil looks at me, and I already drank like 3 liters of water, just like bam, bam, bam. And we're trying to find an ice cream place, and I keep looking at Phil like, dude, I'm going to puke. Dude, I'm going to throw up right now. I'm in a lot of pain.
We should do a hot sauce challenge with Steve's hot sauce.
I just remember the
I love
carny.
hot sauce.
Me and
I just remember Casey getting a drop on his finger or a toothpick or something, and the carny going, whoa. Like, that's a big
I
drop.
don't mess around. I'm going in. I don't mess around at all.
Go big or go home.
Daytona is a great weekend. It's an awesome show, but it's even more fun when you're hanging out with all your people.
Yeah, it's a good time.
It's like we always say, man, it's about hanging out with chosen family. The animals are just a bonus.
That's it.
On that
Especially
note,
after all this COVID stuff. It'll be fun.
Good night.
There you
see
guys.
you all later.
Good
Night,
night.
guys.